Welcome, everybody. What is up? This is the XoneBros. We're your positive gaming and Xbox One community. This is podcast number 320. It is a big week this week if you're listening to us. This is the week of the Xbox show, July 23rd.
Oh, it's exciting.
Here it comes.
It's
July
exciting.
23rd. We actually have a super chat right now live over on YouTube. It says, love the content, fellas, from Andrew Courtney. Thanks for being a positive influence in gaming. Is it July 23rd yet? Stay safe and be well. Thank you very much, Andrew Courtney. It is not July 23rd yet, but
it should be.
The Xbox conference is July 23rd. We do know, it's interesting, there's this kind of gameplay, marksmanship.
That's a word, yes.
Sportsmanship.
Sportsmanship is also a word,
Okay,
yes.
whatever. I don't know what I'm saying. But between Sony and Microsoft, I think Microsoft is kind of adjusting to what Sony's doing, and Sony's adjusting to what Microsoft's doing. Sony came out, showed their game reveal for the PlayStation 5, didn't announce anything with regard to pricing or anything like that. Aaron Greenberg did come out yesterday, actually, and said and tweeted out that this is only going to be games. There is not going to be any. This is all games. Nothing about any consoles or anything like that.
Yeah.
We also got some news as a result that the xCloud is coming everywhere for everyone. So that's really exciting, including Game Pass. Like Game Pass is going to be included in that. That was the big news there. We'll talk about that during the news segment. But I think they're delaying showing off the price. Both teams want to see, like, what is the other one's price going to be? What are we going to do? How are we going to announce it, right? They want to...
Do you think they're all sitting in the boardroom like, have they announced it yet? What do we do?
In Discord, I think Ronan put it best, and it just said, the game of chicken continues with Sony. That's literally
They're about to
what it feels
flex their nuts. That's what's
Nut
exciting.
flexing.
Yeah, they're both nut flexing.
They're going to
Not
wait
flexing.
till like the week before because they're just keep going to, the week before it releases, then they'll announce
It's
their
a game
prices.
of- it's
they're
what-
just like, who's going to announce it first?
It's like watching Footloose, the tractor scene where they're both going against each other. It's like, oh no. And one of them's going to get their laces caught in the gear shifter. Just don't know which one yet.
That is true. It's really exciting stuff. There was an image that leaked today of Halo Infinite that we were actually taking a look at right before the show. It released this week. This is Master Chief from Halo Infinite. We got actually some in-game shot of the man himself. Jordan.
Spartan 117.
Spartan 117. Let's just talk about our Halo Infinite series leading in, or our theories, sorry, Halo Infinite theories leading up to the show. What are we going to see? We do know for sure that there's going to be their answer to the Battle Royale genre, whatever that means.
Which I'm hoping it's good.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, me too.
because I would like it to be good. Like I said, like we talked about last week, so they're going to have the answer to the Battle Royale, right? Well, it's a rumor, right? So rumor is on the 23rd, they're going to show off only campaign stuff, which actually I think, was that confirmed that they're only showing off campaign stuff pretty much? But then there was a rumor that at the very end of that showcase, they're going to show their answer to the Battle Royale genre.
Yeah.
And then the other big part of that rumor was it's going live beta.
That beta's going live soon after.
Now, they did say after the Halo Master Chief Collection, I think it was it Bonnie Ross? I don't know exactly who it was, but they did talk about ever since that Battle or Master Chief Collection incident, where it didn't work,
Well,
that big incident where it didn't work. The incident.
The incident.
They did talk about having betas for all of their future Halo games to kind of iron all that stuff out and all that stuff, and they've been true so far. We had one for Halo 5, and that's the only Halo game we've had since then. And then this would be the new one, Halo Infinite. So I'm sure we'll get some type of beta for it, which will be cool. When and where, who knows. But I hope that they just go all battle. Well, not all battle royale. Obviously, they'll have their multiplayer suite. But I mean, I hope they go all in on battle royale. Like they do what Call of Duty and Fortnite and Apex are doing, where they really give love to that game genre. Because I think Halo can be one of the best battle royales out there. What I hope they don't do, and this is just me, I thought it would be a great idea. Multiple games have done it. Halo 5 kind of maybe necessarily didn't start it, but made it popular, and then other games started doing it. The PvEVP stuff, right? Not the biggest fan of that. It sounds cool, but in practice, I just don't have as much fun with it as I thought I would. I hope it's just straight PvP. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just however many players you want it. Maybe they'll beat Call of Duty. Call of Duty does 200, they'll go 300.
I think you're definitely going to get solid PvP, just like we got it in Halo 5. Because we did have Warzone, and remember they called it the one that they're introducing is Warzone 2.0.
Yeah,
which is what I mean.
That was PvEVP. You know what I mean?
Correct. And you didn't like the
like it wasn't It's just not my. It didn't hold me.
Sure,
you know
for
what I
sure,
mean?
sure.
Like I went back to the normal game mode.
But
and,
they did have the normal game mode.
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
had
they did.
Breakout, which I
now
think
Breakout was a fantastic mode.
that is Halo.
Yeah,
right there.
that was.
Just 4v4, arena style, power weapons in the middle, and you just go. And I think that was my favorite game mode.
It was
in
really
the
fun.
thing.
It really was.
Intense.
I think they're still going to have
Strategic,
that.
yeah.
I don't think you get rid of that.
No.
Well, no. I think no. That's what I'm saying. You have basically like Call of Duty. You have that, but when you come out with a battle royale mode, basically what I'm comparing it to. Do not do what Battlefield 5 did. Don't come out with a mode and then give up on it a week later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come out with the mode. Do what Call of Duty did. Come out with the mode. Still support your multiplayer, which I like because regular multiplayer is good. But support your. I mean, give effort to it. You know what I mean? Like all these other games are doing, right?
So as far as that's on the PvP side of things. As far as the campaign, any theories there that we're getting? It's called Infinite. What is going to be the Infinite Loop? Is that referring maybe to this new Battle Royale mode, or is this a campaign Infinite Loop we can go on? What is Infinite?
I think the main reason
Infinite means it doesn't stop.
Yeah, I think the main reason is marketing shows that more people buy your game when there's not a number behind it because they don't feel as left behind.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's because you notice like Assassin's Creed, that's technically like Assassin's Creed 13.
Oh yeah.
But we just do sub.
And the Halo is continuous. If you keep
It's
walking
a
on
circle.
that Halo, you'll never stop.
No,
it's like
anyway.
one big, hamster wheel.
I think that's the main reason they named it Infinite is just because people are getting away from numbers.
Chat asks,
but
does that mean it's open world? Are we going to see an open world?
See,
Halo?
I
don't know how you do that.
I don't know. Are they going to do something like Destiny or like Ghost Recon Breakpoint does it? I don't know. As for the story, it's hard to like give your theories because of what happened in Halo 5. Like spoilers, right?
Don't spoil anything.
Okay, yeah. So I'm not 100%. I have ideas of what they're going to do and where they go. One thing I think we do know is I think one of the biggest complaints or criticisms of Halo 5 is there was Spartan Locke, who was a cool character. I really liked him. And there was the Master Chief's team. So you had the two teams,
Who was
right?
the coolest character?
Yeah. I mean,
You have
it
a
was
cool character versus the coolest
the
character.
really cool character. So you had Blue Team and then I think it was like Fire Team Osiris or something like that. Anyway, there was much more Spartan Locke missions than there was Master Chief missions. And I think that was one of their big criticisms, like, hey, we want to play as Master Chief, right? We want more of his story. And I think, if you notice, everything we've seen has been focused, centered on Master Chief. You know what I mean? So I think they're moving back in that direction, which is cool, and it's going to be interesting. This is a cool picture.
So, PvEVP.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is their current war zone, right?
That's their current war zone.
I don't know if they go that same direction.
I don't want them
But
to.
they called it
They called it Warzone.
Warzone 2.0. That's
Yeah.
what they said.
Yeah.
Does that 2.0 mean that it's just, it's now HTML5? Or what does that mean?
Yeah.
Well,
I think they're just taking, since they already have an established brand there, and maybe just pushing that in
Okay,
a new
so
direction.
you
I
think
it's
there
more of a
probably
branding
won't
thing.
be PvE?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like not this last Call of Duty Battle Royale, the one before, Blackout. Didn't they put in like a zombie buildings and stuff like that where it was
sections, yeah.
Yeah,
those
they
sections.
put those in there, and there were PvE sections where it rewarded you with loot if you were to take out all those.
Yeah.
The risk was everyone can hear you fighting all these zombies and stuff, right? So
Yeah.
I actually didn't like that either in that game mode. I'll be honest. I agree. When you want to be PvP, you should PvP. But there are games that do it. I think
Better.
you would agree. Like,
know,
I mean, let's look at World of Warcraft. That is like a PvE,
The ultimate.
VP wet dream, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But you're
But they don't really. I mean, is there a mode where it's kind of combined? Yeah, there is, and those
There's-
aren't fun ones.
then they're not fun, right?
Yeah.
What was that place where? I mean, I never made it with you there, but it's like near the Horde. It's where the Horde is and where the Alliance is, but it's a terrible place, and you're always killing each other.
Yeah.
I don't
well,
know.
that'd be World PvP, right? They do sections like in one of their expansions, World of Warcraft. I think it was Cataclysm. They had this zone called Tol Barad, and basically there was one section that one faction occupied, and then there was this freeform section. This freeform section was basically a PvP zone, right?
Sure.
With PvE elements where people can quest and stuff. And I mean, I don't know. I feel like it was okay. They haven't done it since then. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, so that it probably shows you that.
I was trying to give an example of where it worked, but apparently it didn't even work in the game that should have worked.
So they haven't done that type of zone since then. So, and we're like 4 expansions past that. But anyway, it's just I think in theory it's a cool idea, and I'm not saying Warzone in Halo, because there's 2 Warzones now. Halo's Warzone and Halo 5, I don't think it was bad by any means. It's just how often did we play it and like, oh, okay, that was kind of fun, and then we just went to the it didn't hold me. You know
So
what I mean?
what is it about PvP VE, the PvE VP, that it's harder to do it correctly? What is it that we don't like about it?
Well,
what?
it's just
It's a distraction.
yeah, really. You know what I mean? Like you're like, okay, let's focus on this boss. Oh no, we got a team coming in. Let's do that. And yeah, you can have some fun sandbox elements where you just had this tough battle of, you know, you got pinched between the boss and the other players and you won. And you know, but I feel like those are more off or like less than you think. You know what I mean? Those I don't know. For me, I mean, maybe there's people out there that love it. But for me, I think it sounds good on paper, but in practice, I'd rather just have Firefight for our PvE Horde mode, you know what I mean? Which is their version of Horde mode. And then I'd just have your Arena, which is your classic Halo multiplayer, you know, where skill prevails. And then I think you have just Battle Royale. Whereas in Halo, skill will still prevail because of how Halo works. And you know what I mean? Don't mix them. Just keep them where they're intended. You know.
Yeah. So even in World of Warcraft, they weren't able to successfully,
in your opinion,
do it. In your opinion,
I mean, again, it was a fun zone, but after about a week, it's like,
screw this place. Screw this place. I'm out.
They
this
did
place
what?
can suck it.
Yeah. Well, the idea of the zone in World of Warcraft is it was this big island, and there was two sections of the island. One part of the island was a big PvP match every so many hours, and whoever won, that faction controlled that side of the island, which had like an exclusive raid, quest, stuff like that. The other half of the island was like free for everybody, and it was basically you did your daily quest there, but you know it was PvP, so you know, stuff like that. But I mean, like I said, they haven't done it since then.
Isn't it
you know what I
like
mean?
something a game like an Ark Survival Evolved, a PvPvE game? That they do it right. There's an example of where it's done correctly. You're fighting dinosaurs and other players.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Let me think about that.
Like a Rust,
But
I guess
it's not
would be
like
another one.
it's not like arena style fighting. Like
yeah.
that. I mean, it's survival.
It's survival.
Yeah.
It's just
This is when with a game like this, I would like to go into a match, join a match, play, try to win that match, and have that match end.
Sure.
It's the cycle of PvP.
The cycle of PvP.
And then if you want to do
then,
if you want to do a battle royale, you'd like to do that royale with other players, not with NPCs. When you'd like to play the NPCs, that's what the campaign is for, and it's what Horde mode is for, which is their version is called Firefight, right? So
yeah.
Well, hopefully it's. I mean, I'm with Jordan. I'll reiterate what he said in his first sentence. Hopefully it's good.
Yeah.
That's what I would like the game to be great.
Whatever it is, if it's good, we'll like it. Right?
This is very exciting. In less than a week, we are going to know where the next step in Halo's going, where the next step in Xbox is going.
Oh, sorry. Were you done?
No.
Oh no. I was
He was in the middle of a sentence.
yeah, no. Go ahead.
Well, you killed my train of thought. It's okay. I do it to you all the time. Go
Okay.
ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I laughed at myself because this week I was looking a lot into because I'm actually thinking about going through the entire Master Chief collection just in preparation. You know what I mean? Play through them all on heroic, the way it was intended to be played. You know. Anyway,
Heroic or legendary?
I think heroic is what they say the Halo was intended to be played as.
Yeah.
I have beat a lot of them on legendary.
But,
though. Legendary is the hardest.
I want the one that has the whole symbol with the X's on it.
Yeah, so
that's
heroic
what
just
I
has the-
want.
yeah,
The
yeah.
legendary.
Yeah. So.
That's,
No,
that's
but,
the logo I want on my tombstone.
Me and Mark were kind of making fun of this comment a couple weeks ago, but I actually this week I have thought to myself, I do think this is probably one of the most important Halo launches.
It's true.
You know, because this is a big one, right? You're launching on a new console, right? A new generation
really,
of console, right? And I don't know, you've been dark for a couple of years. People are wondering you're on a whole new engine. You know, it almost feels like in the past Microsoft, and I don't mean this in a bad way to knock them, but it almost seems like Microsoft has used Halo just to lean on when they need something.
Yeah.
Which I get.
And I'm talking more so about like 4 and 5. You know what I mean? 5 wasn't bad. And neither necessarily was 4, but they weren't the best in the series. You know, like the story of 5 was okay. You know what I mean? Anyway, but it almost feels like they used it as a crutch when they need something. Whereas this time, I mean, maybe it'll be like the first couple
It's
Halos
so
where it
hard-
holds up the X. You know
It's
what I mean?
so
Like,
hard to do.
I got you. I get what you're
Is that
saying.
what I mean?
To take a game in a new direction while still paying homage to it is a very difficult thing. I think recent examples, the PlayStation 5 did a really good job, or PlayStation 4, sorry, with God of War, for instance,
Yeah.
where they took this
Very
game
good
in
reboot, yeah.
But see,
a
and
new direction.
That was risky. Whenever
Yeah.
you take a franchise in a completely different direction, that's extremely risky because you risk alienating your fan base.
Yeah.
What made that game work is how badass you were in that game.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, how can you not be badass with Master Chief? So,
Yeah. So anyway, that's,
yes, I get that, but you know, there is.
well, it's a hard thing. I don't want that job. I don't want to be
Yeah.
the guy in charge of.
well, dude, 343's got a big.
that is.
They got a lot on their plate, man.
Oh, okay. That big dot.
yeah, they
343.
got.
You know what I'm saying?
No, but that's what I was thinking this week. I was thinking, you know what? And not that I didn't like Halo 4 or 5, but it almost felt like 4 and 5, Microsoft and Xbox used them as a crutch. Like, hey, here's a Halo game, buy it. Whereas this one, I feel like maybe it's going to hold up the Xbox. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Halo 1 put the Xbox
Yeah,
on the
that's
map.
the- yeah.
Halo 2 put Xbox Live on the map,
Yeah.
right? And Halo 3 was just
Just awesome.
Just an amazing. Yeah,
Halo 3 was just the culmination of both of those
Yeah.
things on the 360.
correct. Those were all pivotal, and the other ones, I get what you're saying.
And I felt like those 3 games held up the Xbox, whereas 4 and 5 almost they used it as a.
This,
You know,
yeah.
does
Yeah.
that make sense? It's
No,
kind of hard to.
no,
But
that makes
anyway,
sense.
so that's why I really feel like
It's
this is
an
going to be a big
important-
one.
It's
Yeah.
an important release, yeah. I mean, if it's as good, let's say it's as groundbreaking as Halo 2 was for like Xbox Live, you know, all that stuff. It's gonna sell consoles.
Even
it's
if-
gonna sell services. It's gonna sell the streaming service. It's if it's as good, as
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and I feel like when you think of Halo 1 innovated, right? It made first person shooters on the console popular.
it made LAN parties popular.
You know what I mean?
It put LAN parties in people's basements instead of it's
Halo 2 innovated as well. It basically created Xbox Live. A lot of people don't know this, but remember on the 360 when you said those 30-second voice chats? That is from Halo 2, right? Like that was all from Halo 2, right? And I feel like Halo 3 maybe to the naked eye didn't innovate as much, but it took both of those games, like David said, the culmination of both of those games and just had this perfect game. You know what I mean?
it had
It even innovated multiplayer though, because it had that rank. Well, I mean, did Halo
And
2?
Forge
Halo 2
mode.
and there you go, Forge
Forge
was,
mode,
yeah,
which
so-
almost a lot of games now have.
which is basically map editor.
Correct. Yeah. A map editor for a game at that class and that
Yeah.
caliber was
So-
pretty amazing to have.
Whereas I feel like 4 shifted its identity a lot, kind of
Because they
towards
were
the Call
adding-
of Duty scene.
Yeah,
you know
they
what
were,
I mean?
They're trying to. I swear, I feel like it lost its image a little bit.
Yeah,
like
I do too.
it was trying to modernize something by looking at other genres.
Mm-hmm. And then I feel like 5. Well, their multiplayer in 4 I don't think was very good at all because it felt like a Call of Duty multiplayer, right? Which is not bad because that's fun, but that's not Halo, right? And then Halo 5, I feel like did a good job. They kind of brought it back. They had the arena multiplayer, which was perfect. You talked about Breakout mode, which was one of the greatest mode. It was just power weapons in the middle, and the person with the better skill wins. You know what I mean? And that's what Halo multiplayer is. The story was good. I don't think it was bad. I don't think it was great. I think they need to diversify their boss fights. That's for sure. But and anybody who's played Halo 5 knows exactly what I'm talking about. Don't fight the same guy like 8 times. That was terrible design, in my opinion. Like they just recycled the same boss. It was like, oh my gosh. Oh, now there's 3 of them. It's a different fight. It's all the same guy. It was terrible. But anyway, the story went in interesting direction. Anyway, so I just.
There you go. We do have a super chat from Brandon, aka Beast. He says, Jordan, if you replay Halo, I am so in. You better hit me up.
Oh yeah, no, I'm thinking about doing the just getting ready.
There you go. Brandon Beast, thank you very much for the super chat. Appreciate that. That brings us there you go, Halo. It's coming next Thursday. We're gonna get it.
Real exciting.
Yeah, let's
July 23rd.
July 23rd.
We're gonna learn a lot about games.
A lot
9
about the
a.m.
Xbox
Pacific, right?
Watch is just a total kick in the nuts, and we're
Are we?
just
Yeah,
very
yeah.
disappointing.
We're gonna be streaming it live, right?
I think we'll restream the broadcast right here live on our channel.
Okay.
So that we can enjoy it together as a community.
Okay,
So,
cool.
that's
So if
what we'll do.
if people want to watch it with us, then What would that be?
Yeah. Well, go to Discord. We haven't decided
Okay,
how we're going to
fine.
run everything, but go to Discord, everybody.
The start time for Microsoft's press conference is 23rd, I believe, at 9 a.m. Pacific.
9 a.m.
So
Pacific
obviously
time.
we'll be on around that time. But,
Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. And that brings us to the next segment of our show. This is the news segment. News segment brought to you by Unix R Us. That's Unix R Us. Why get a vasectomy when you can become a eunuch? Visit XoneBros.com/chop today. Become a eunuch and experience the joy of being a eunuch.
we got a lot of new advertisements.
Inside joke. Inside joke. If you want to know what we're talking about, go to the come to the pre-show on YouTube. Yeah.
Jay Riddy, we have another super chat before we get started with the news. Love the energy, guys. Good to see you live again. Thank you very much, Jay Riddy.
Unix
Appreciate
are
it.
us.
Yeah.
All right.
Remember, XoneBros.com/chop.
Oh, man. All right. This week was big.
Boom. Huge.
Real big.
Ubisoft Forward.
Yep, Ubisoft Forward. So they went through their lineup, and let's talk about it. The first game they talked about, which I thought they did very well on, because it was only a minute long. That was Just Dance 2020, and guess what?
Are we starting with the pre-show stuff first?
Yeah, because they talked about the crew and Ghost Recon and all that stuff.
okay.
But they did talk about Just Dance, which I'm sure we have a few listeners.
Yeah. They also spent a crap ton of time on Trackmania,
Yeah.
which is a fun game. We actually
yeah.
own that game. We did a community play
Well, they
with
did
it.
like 30 minutes on that,
They did.
right?
Well, I think it was the new PC release or something
Yeah.
like
Didn't
that.
you
yeah.
start the stream and you guys are like,
Well, let's go get something to eat.
oh
See
my
you guys.
gosh, how long is this going? I'm going to go get
Yeah, that's fine. We'll be back.
Anyway, they did talk about the crew too during their pre-show as well, which they talked about an update.
Oh, if you go back, sorry, Mark, go back, and then it's the next one over, right there.
All right, okay, yeah, we got it.
They talked about an update coming to the crew too, which is basically their summer in Hollywood update, which I think actually already went live. They just showed kind of what's coming. They talked about new additions like the beach and Neon Battle, which that was the Tron cycle, the
Yeah.
Neon Battle stuff.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
very, very cool stuff from the crew. The crew, I need to go back and play because I felt like when I played the crew, I literally just played that Las Vegas map over and over and over and over again.
That's exactly what we did. After the crew, they did mention. Wait, what are we on? I think
Division
Try-
2.
Division 2. Yeah.
What one are we on? I have trials on right now.
We can do trials. We'll do
Let's
trials.
do trials first.
They
So-
brought up Trials Rising, and these guys just like to have fun. Look, he shoots a rubber duck at the guy. He
Yeah.
shoots a rubber duck. Look at this. Watch. Wait
Oh,
for
well,
it. Wait for it.
everyone
Boom, right
listening-
there. Look at that.
Everyone listening, watch this.
No, do you know why this works? This works because it's two guys with awesome beards, and they're just screaming at each other about the features of their game. Like, they're
That
hilarious.
is true.
Like, it's like, dude, this guy, like, these guys have a good time at the
I
office.
love trials games.
Oh, Trials
Yeah.
is fantastic. They talked about their new Giga track,
Yeah.
which
The longest
I
track
guess-
ever.
I guess we can almost compare it to the Goliath race
Yeah.
in
In
Forza,
Forza,
right? But yeah, their longest track ever, and it's gonna be free.
It's free. It's free for
Yeah.
everybody.
And it's
Yep.
actually out now. It came out yesterday, July
What?
16th.
Wait, what?
It's
The
just
Giga track is free.
Oh,
Giga
okay,
track,
gotcha,
yeah.
I gotcha.
free for
So,
everybody.
which is basically just the longest track they've ever made. A lot of cool stuff in it. But anyway, these developers are hilarious. I kind of want to get a job there because it's a good time.
Yeah. No.
But,
Absolutely.
anyway, we could talk about the Division 2, but I really don't want to because they had a whole. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, I'm gonna talk. Let me tell you what happened. They basically, I think what happened was. They were like,
didn't have anything to talk about, so they talked about ducks,
yeah,
right?
basically. So what happened? I think they're like, oh shoot, Ubisoft's Forwards today.
Remember those ducks we put in? Let's just talk about that for 20 minutes.
So basically what they did, which I do like these little like developer Easter eggs that they do. I think they're fun. I don't think it's for a press conference.
Well,
for
that's
your
why.
game.
That's why this was during the
this
pre-show.
is all during the pre-show.
This was all
which, yeah.
pre-show stuff.
But it was kind of funny. But anyway, in the Division 2, if you want to know, there's basically these
Rubber
hidden
ducks.
rubber ducks around the area, and it's kind of like an inside joke Easter egg with the developers that they do in the community, and people have found the ducks everywhere. But that's really it.
Yeah.
Nothing really new coming in the Division 2.
So the pre-show came to this culmination, I feel like, with Ghost Recon
Yeah, and here
Breakpoint.
it
Ghost
is.
Recon was the first. This was before the official show of Ubisoft.
Yeah.
This is how they ended their pre-show with Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and they basically are introducing AI teammates. And where Breakpoint, I was super excited for this because Ghost Recon Breakpoint, with this AI, brings this full circle to what Ghost Recon used to be and what Ghost Recon should have always been, in my mind. Like, I think they've completely reworked the game to bring back that Ghost Recon tactical, slow sniping feel.
Yep.
and I really like it. And they show that off. They show that off here in the pre-show.
So what's nice about these AI teammates is you can do all that, the shooting and all that stuff like you did in the previous ones, like the sync shots and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
With all your little sync robot. Anyway, but what's cool is if you take this update and you add it with the previous update they had where they added all that realism mode,
Yeah.
this is where it's really going to feel good and feel like a Ghost Recon. I actually got Ghost Recon this past week because
of this.
this update.
Yeah.
Because adding this with, and I'm playing like the hardcore realism mode, which makes it really fun. Now having these new AI teammates, which came out on July 15th, so it is available for everybody as well, and it's a free update too. So again, I will say this about Ubisoft. Sometimes they do weird things with ducks.
Yeah.
And but that, and they do weird stuff with Just Dance with the giraffes. So they sometimes they do funny
Pandas,
stuff.
giraffes.
Yeah, they do funny stuff. But I feel like in the past 3 to 4 years, maybe 4 to 5 years, they have supported their games very well.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, they really
Very
have.
well.
They are a quality developer.
Yeah,
And I think
and I
Ghost
think it's
Recon.
yeah.
This is further proof of that.
Yeah, so Ghost Recon, the update was available June 15th, so it came out this week. It's available for free for everyone.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you take this update and add it with that new realism mode update where you can basically customize the entire blueprint of your playthrough, which for me, I made it pretty hardcore.
You're not hardcore.
Like, for example, if I
Unless you
have
live hardcore.
yeah, if I have 10 bullets in my magazine and I reload, I lose those 10 bullets.
Yeah,
because
that's
you know what I mean. Like
super cool.
I made it really hardcore, and it'll be fun with. I mean, the hardcore mode alone would be fun with co-op, but now when you don't have your friends, you do have that realism or those AI teammates that you can use, which is great.
Yeah, so overall, this was the pre-show.
Yeah.
This was the end of the pre-show, Ghost Recon. The pre-show is exactly what it is. It's a pre-show. It's not the main show. I actually like that they did this because we didn't get, like, the duck crap during the regular show.
Duck crap.
We
great,
didn't-
great fertilizer.
We did, yeah, we didn't get Trackmania, which Trackmania is a fun game, sure, but that's not why people are tuning in, right? So it allowed Ubisoft to talk about some things, and then so that when they go to the main show, they could talk about the big things.
And just for the record, I do like Division 2. I just
yeah.
thought that was a interesting slot of your time.
No, it really was.
20 minutes on. We put ducks here,
Which
and we
I
put
like.
ducks
I
here.
like behind the scenes developer stuff like that, but I'd rather just like
That could have been a standalone.
yeah, like
video.
put that on the Division YouTube channel.
Yeah, it
you know
could
what I
have
mean?
been a
Like,
standalone
yeah, so-
for
but
like
anyway,
hardcore Division fans. Before we get to the main show, we do have another super chat from JP. He says, "R.I.P. Sam Fisher. Spies vs. Mercs was one of the best multiplayer experiences I've had on Xbox." He's referring there, of course, to there was rumors that we were going to get Sam Fisher. We were going to get
yeah,
a Splinter Cell here.
but there's some hope to
unveiled.
that at the end. I'll tell you about.
And what we got was a mobile game that includes Sam Fisher.
Yeah,
Ubisoft.
yeah. So they did do
Ubisoft
mobile
event.
games, which we won't really talk much about. But there's some mobile games coming out.
Yeah.
They're pretty okay.
Yeah.
They did talk about Brawlhalla. We'll get that one out of the way real quick as well. Brawlhalla is your Super Smash Brothers Melee.
Up, Mark.
Oh, sorry.
Right there.
Yeah, your Super Smash Brothers
Oh, yeah. I remember
Melee.
this
But
one.
they also talked about this. It's just coming to mobile. It's a part of their mobile announcement. But I know Brawlhalla is a big game, and I know a lot of people play it. So
Yeah, I've never
figured
played
we'd
it,
mention
but
it.
a lot of people always tell me that hey, you should play this. You need to play this. So,
yeah, it's a Super Smash Brothers style game.
yeah.
You're on a platform and you're trying to fight each other
Yeah.
off the platform.
And so now it's coming.
Now it's coming to
game.
mobile. In addition with their other big
They
mobile showcase.
started the main show though with Watch Dogs Legion.
Yeah.
And this was a very big hype video. I mean, at the beginning, they started with a cinematic of the story of Watch Dogs, who you are, stuff like that. And then they got into gameplay.
Yeah.
Jordan, tell us a little bit about what we saw with Watch Dogs.
So the gameplay looks really good, actually. I'm actually really excited for this Watch Dogs. I played the first Watch Dogs, and it was okay. I think it was one of those games where it's a stepping stone for your series. You know what I mean? But I never played Watch Dogs 2, and I'm excited to jump back into this one because it does look really interesting. I like the setting, London.
Yeah.
We take place in London. What's interesting and what they showed a lot of is different ways to do your mission, right? So if you can do a mission one way with the old lady, or the big Watch Dogs feature is you're basically creating a team and you can switch between any one of those team members and do missions. As they showed a construction worker, how he has a different skill set than say the technological person, right?
Or
So-
John Wick.
Now
The John Wick
is
character.
this is where it's interesting, and when we were streaming this and talking about it, chat had mentioned it, and I think it's a good point because it's I agree with them. Is the switching and building your team just going to be a gimmick? Because you'll likely like me, for example. Once I saw that John Wick character, I'm playing as him and no one else
Can I?
because he's because he's bad A.
Can I tell you my thoughts?
Yeah.
It's a gimmick to me.
Yeah, the switching between.
So here's my problem with it. I mean, I hope to be, told. Yeah, I hope my opinions.
You hope
aren't
you're
right.
wrong. You
I
hope
I'm
you're
wrong.
incorrect.
But yeah,
But your
exactly.
feelings, these are your feelings so
Yeah,
far.
these are my feelings.
And your
so
feelings
far.
aren't wrong.
I don't want to play as a mediocre milkman, or like I don't.
Hey, did you see that?
When I play a game, I want to be Spartan 117.
Yeah.
Sure.
I want to be Laura Croft. I want to be these badasses. I don't want to be like. It's not believable to me. This is just, I'm hopefully I'm just wrong, but being just a mediocre person is not my form of escapism that I want. I'm already that in real life.
Well, and here's the thing, and I don't think so. They talk about that you can switch, and I think where there's maybe some confusion and where your thoughts are on this, Spicy, is I don't know. I don't think you can play however you want, and I don't know that they're forcing you to find these different characters, right? Like, and that's where like, so what's the It does feel like, how does this work in real game scenario?
In this campaign trailer, live everybody, we're watching a campaign trailer, right? We just watched a grandma take down a military trained personnel.
Yeah.
I can't buy that. That's impossible. Like and this is based in reality. It's in London. It's not like it's Destiny.
Or this part. Watch this, right? Like he's a
some
construction
guy is somehow magically
blitzes a dude with a gun and hits him with his wrench.
I mean, yes, there's.
I will say.
I don't know.
I will say the fighting looks good.
I feel like
Yeah, it does,
looks
it does.
good. I feel like there has to be
And the
some
green
form of
goblin chopper.
some form of realism for me to like the Green Goblin chopper. The construction dude is totally like the Green Goblin now.
And he still has his reflective vest on. Don't you think he
Although-
would take that off?
Although he does,
Doesn't that make you a big target? With
he
that
does
reflective vest?
he does shoot with his nail gun.
Dude,
I
his
will
nail
admit
gun
that's pretty.
It's hilarious. It feels very tongue-in-cheek Grand Theft Auto Online missions right here, right?
yeah.
This is a Trevor mission.
Yeah. Okay. And I don't know if it's the art style that makes it look so real that I'm supposed to base this in realism,
Sure.
but my brain has a disconnect between like Team Fortress, how Team Fortress should be. If it was a cartoon style, maybe I would buy it a little bit more. It's not based in reality. It's this zany world, but it's in like a reality, and like grandma, the cat grandma is taking down this whole military personnel fortress, and I just. If you're gonna do that, let me be. I'll play as John Wick. Let me get attached
do.
to
Well,
those
they
characters.
they
I
do
know
have
John Wick
showed
right here.
Once they
or
showed
even
John
this, like,
Wick,
why not be this character who
The whole
has
time.
or this character has super awesome drones and robots she's
and
using here?
Let me follow this storyline of this person. His dog died, and he has got to go. Take out all the. I'm clicking on back. Give me that. This whole mediocrity.
Well-
I feel like in The Incredibles. Like the dad on The Incredibles,
Yeah,
where he
yeah.
has that fight with his wife.
On the graduation from 7th to 8th
We're
grade.
graduating from second grade to third grade. We're celebrating mediocrity. I feel like I'm having that argument with this game.
Well, the question for me
in
is,
my head.
The question for me is, because each of the things they show looks good and it looks cool, but that's the question. Why would I want to experience the story these different ways? Like, sure, I'll do it.
experience it your way, right?
Yeah,
Like the way
sure, I'll do it like on the first mission, right? And see like, oh, okay, let me replay this mission with this person. But they're showing the same mission done from different people's views.
like
Do I-
Hitman.
Yeah, do I have to do it this way? How are they going to make me encourage me to do it these different ways to really flesh out a story? There's some
Well,
question
then-
marks there with that.
And then you have, obviously, there's going to be some type of RPG elements in it, right? Is it going to be worth it to invest your time across 4 or 5 different characters, or focus on the one character that you enjoy playing,
Yeah.
or you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. It's going to be interesting. They did show a lot of the world, though.
I actually like this guy.
And-
the best.
yeah, that guy- that guy-
This
yeah.
is the British Trevor, right?
British
here.
Trevor, the Irish Trevor.
He's
I
a
think
guy
Irish.
he's a drunk guy at a bar, at a pub. He's basically an English soccer hooligan, and you can do missions with him. And watch, this is like the mafia that he fights right here. Like, look at here's a dude in a suit,
Hey.
and look at he just goes to town.
Well, that guy's a terrible friend. He has got
Yeah,
a
he's
crowbar,
just-
and he's
he's
like,
just-
"Oh, okay,
okay,
oh, yeah,
now I'll
yeah."
come in.
I mean, that was a terrible friend. I would not want that guy on the street duty.
Did
with
I like
me.
the
See, I can believe this.
I like the Superman
Because
part.
I can see a drunk guy just going crazy in the middle of the street,
And then he
beating the
breaks his
crap out of
beer.
people.
Yeah, there-
and then he passes out.
Not like
No, I just wonder, like, when I play it in again.
Here's John Wick though.
Yeah, oh yeah, dude, John Wick is legit. Again, as like on paper it sounds cool, but in practice, am I just gonna play as one character and make that character my focus?
Yeah.
Or am I gonna do a variety of things? It's interesting.
Well, and
but-
here's who I want to play as. This guy right here. Just look at the way.
well,
And
that
look
is
at
literally the club from
Yeah,
John
and
Wick
what-
that he
and
goes
look what
into.
he does. Watch, grabs the guy, and then always the extra shot, always like that.
Yeah,
oh, it's so
well,
sweet.
and they're playing the music from the movie. Like it's actually from the club, right? So it's,
And look, that's the basement. Like they're like, "Hey guys, should we just make a John Wick level?"
yeah, John Wick's. Well, it's probably like a bonus level or something, to be honest. But my problem with this, is the same problem I think I have with the last Avengers movie, that there's no power level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the grandma is taking
When
out.
you could kick ass
Well,
with a
that's-
90-year-old lady,
That's what I wonder.
why
Is there
kick ass with John Wick, right? Or vice versa.
is there going to be a power level though? Because we don't really know.
but
You know what I mean? That's
like,
why I
in
wonder.
theory,
yeah,
like-
yeah. I
Like
hear you.
I don't see the characters, like the construction guy. How is that construct? If he built like something, maybe, but no, he's hacking. He's hacking things. Construction guys, I don't know if they have the. Some do, and I'm not generalizing. Maybe it's just my own biases, but I see a construction guy as a guy that does construction, not a guy that can hack a military grade tank and
Yeah.
have it
When
drive
you-
off the road.
When you can play everyone, why play as anyone, right? Like that's the.
When everyone's special,
Yeah,
no one
one's
is.
special, right? Yeah. Well, here's the thing. It does look cool what they're showing. The world looks cool. The fighting looks cool. The gameplay looks cool.
yeah, it looks like a fun
But
adventure. You know what I mean?
There's this giant question mark on how does this pan out? Is it just a gimmick, or is this really cool new game mechanic?
I hope
That's the
I'm wrong.
question. Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope this game is amazing.
Well,
That's
and even if I only like, will the game still be a lot of fun if I just choose my John Wick character and play through the whole game as him, right? Because I don't need that switching. Like, if it's just a feature you can do and I never utilize it because I'm having fun with my own character, I'd be fine with that, right? But is it something they're going to force you to do? It doesn't sound like they're going to force you to do it, though. So it seems like it's just this feature that can be done.
So that was Watchdog Legion. I mean, they spent a lot of time on it. They did a really good job, I think, of,
Yeah.
It looks
of
like a-
hyping it up.
And
It does look cool, but there is that. It's this new changing characters that is the question.
It's going to be
mark.
interesting. But we will know how interesting it will be when it comes out on October 29th.
Boom.
2020.
29.
The next couple, or the next one that I really enjoyed,
Hyperscape.
I was a little disappointed they didn't announce it for the console, though, but they did announce Hyperscape. It is an open beta on the PC. I've been playing it a lot this week. It's a really fun game. I really like it. It's a fun battle royale game. I think Ubisoft did an excellent job with it, so good for them. It's from the same developers that do Rainbow Six Siege, so you got that multiplayer background. But a lot of fun. David actually mentioned, I like that they're adding story to it.
Yeah, they
So they
spent
did
a lot
add
of time
story
on,
to it.
on some lore
It's
here.
basically Ready Player One.
It's Ready Player One / The Matrix.
Yeah.
Or Sword Art Online.
Yeah, it's awesome. So, but anyway, it's really fun. It's open beta for free on the PC right now. You can go to the Ubisoft client and just download it from there. It will be coming. The game is scheduled to arrive this summer to Xbox One, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at the date, summer I think ends like there's a window for summer, right? So,
Yeah.
Personally, I think I was hoping they'd release it everywhere on that day. They only did it on the PC. But it's really good. There is a rumor floating around. They have kind of a preseason right now. They have a battle pass that goes up to level 30, and
It's
it
free.
and it's
They
free.
made a big deal about that.
It lasts. I think as of right now, there's like 26 days on it. It was like a total of 28 days, right? So everybody's thinking once that ends and they start season 1, that'll be the launch date for everything, right?
Yeah.
So they'll. But
I will say, the fact that there's this story that they put behind it. We discussed this last week with hero shooters. That I think what sets Overwatch apart from other hero shooters and why it's had success where others haven't is this emphasis on story. We see Apex Legend, a battle royale that's really focused on story. This week we learned that we're getting a new map there and stuff, and we learned some of the backstory behind Loba and Revenant and stuff like that. And I think that's where Hyperscape, having this kind of lore and story, if they continue on with it, I think you need it. I think it just adds that little bit of extra to a game that looks really cool.
Almost makes the world feel alive.
Yeah.
Right? So, but anyway, very cool. I'm excited for this to come to the console. I've been having fun with it on the PC. I do hope it is cross progression. I don't know. I think they said something about cross play. I don't know. We don't know specifics. I think it's going to be cross-play, kind of like Warzone and stuff like that. And then we know Apex is getting cross-play later this year as well. But I do hope it has that cross-progression because I would like my progress and cool stuff that I unlocked with the preseason pass to come over with me to the console and stuff. But anyway, very cool. And then we have Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which there was one thing I was disappointed in, which I'll talk about later. But we got to see a lot of Valhalla.
That we did. Spicy's still on Hyperscape.
Gameplay.
He's like amazed.
Did you guys change stories?
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. Sorry, I'm just
you
watching.
were just watching it. You were
He was like,
you were
it
hooked.
It's a good. It looks like a really good game.
It's like a Tron kind of storyline back there.
Oh, sorry, everybody.
Valhalla.
I was totally in the zone.
Now this was the heavy hitter at the Ubisoft conference, and that's right. Everyone that tries to correct me by saying Ubisoft, suck it. It is Ubisoft.
Is it GIF or GIF for you?
I'm a GIF guy.
Well, that's correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said it right then.
Yeah.
I just want to do that
Valhalla.
Just with
both.
Ubisoft, you're wrong.
Now where I have question marks with Watchdog Legion, I have 0 question marks with Assassin's Creed. This trailer, I haven't played Assassin's Creed since Black Flag. I will be playing this day one.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks really cool. I think getting away from Assassin's Creed with Origins and Odyssey while maintaining Assassin's Creed, if that makes any sense, is really coming together in this culmination right here in Valhalla, what we've seen. I'm very excited. You raid. Drew, maybe you can talk about like the ship system and raiding, and then you have a community that you actually build up in the game.
Yeah,
which is
That looks
something
exciting.
Really cool.
That looks exciting.
The community looks really fun because you can build up. I assume they're going to attach just like, hey, if you upgrade your blacksmith, you get better this, right? So you have that desire, that progression to want to build up. But the community base building, we'll call it, in layman's terms, base building, looks like a lot of fun, right? But the ships, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but the first thing I want to do is I want to go on a raid. I want to charge my ship into the gate, blow it up, and then take my fire arrows and burn down the town. Because guess what? They just showed it right now. We're watching on stream. You can shoot your fire arrows at the roofs, which are all made of hay, and just burn it down.
Burn it down.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to pillage.
Yeah.
Innocent towns.
Yeah, and here's the town builder right here, where you're building up your town. You're getting more people, to your side of Viking awesomeness.
Do you know what made me laugh during this presentation?
Oh.
How
I think I know a
the
part.
lady was like, we did more research than other people, and we found out that, yes, they were assassins, and they like to sneak.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
no, they didn't.
Yeah,
Well, there was one. Remember, I even said I was like, I don't think that was true.
I kind of looked around like,
no, at the beginning
they were straight arrows,
so
man.
what Spice is talking about is at the beginning of the Valhalla thing, they opened it up with the developers talking about like the culture that is the Vikings, right, and stuff like that. And the part that cracked me up is, in really doing this research, we really found that they were human. They were humanized. It's like, well, yeah, they're humans. Like, what?
Well, they said something about. Well, it's that whole time.
Dude, check out that. These kills.
Yeah.
Oh, look at these.
The kills are good. But they said something about like their charity and they're very. They said something about like they're trying to put them in a good light, and it's like, well.
Yeah,
I mean,
if you were one of them.
If you were one of them,
like every other tribe.
But I'll be honest, even the Saxons, if you were one of them, they liked you. But if you were not a part of your groups back then,
it was a brutal world.
Yeah,
man.
they hated you, right? Like
the world is a brutal place.
No offense,
Dude, look at these kills, though. They're so cool.
That was really funny. They're like trying to humanize
you
pirates.
Don't. We know what they were like. Like
when they raped and pillaged, they just did it because they were misunderstood.
They did it softly.
They did it out of love.
Yeah. Well, it's like
they sent you flowers afterwards.
It's like, guys, if you were not in the Viking faction, you had no.
Oh
yeah.
God.
But it's same with the other side. Like if you weren't in the Saxons faction,
it's like, guys, you don't have to sell me on the like historical nature of your game. I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think she said that so they could put stealth in the game because essentially it's an Assassin's Creed game, right? So stealth is a big part of it.
Yeah.
But, we did some digging.
Yeah.
And guess what? They were nice people, and they liked to sneak.
And basically
they were
what
nice
I could
to
see...
each other.
So I haven't been in since Black Flag in Assassin's Creed, and basically what I can see, or what I see from here, the only real parts of Assassin's Creed that really still exist is like when you go stealth with a group of people, right? Like in the traditional Assassin's Creed, that was monks. Dude, hunting in the game is coming.
I'm excited
Legendary
for that.
animals,
which
which
is back from...
on.
It looks brutal.
Dude,
you know what
it
I mean?
looks good.
And as nice as they were,
Stonehenge.
according to history that we learned during the conference, they were brutal, right? I mean, I think everybody was brutal back then.
Yeah.
But no, that's what made me laugh is they talked about like they're nice. I was like, well, like it was the same with everybody. The Vikings and who was it? The Saxons, who they were on England's. Like if you were within your faction, you were treated well. And the Brit but if you were a Saxon and a Viking or a Viking, like if you were not in their faction,
Now, what do you think of this?
When
This-
you're 7 feet tall, you're not very stealthy, right?
What do you think of this? The assault siege aspect that they showed off.
so in Odyssey, these were like the wars,
Sure.
right? That you had. I think it looks like a lot more refined system that they had in Odyssey, right? So in Odyssey, they had that war system where like you'd kind of destabilize the nation or the section that you're in, and then you'd go to have a big war and you'd fight and win. I feel like this is a much more refined system of that because it looks like there's almost phases to it. You're charging, you got to open the gate, then you're going in and burning the town. You know what I mean? Like it feels like just a more polished version of that, right? Not to say as Odyssey's was bad, but it just feels like the next step in that feature in that gameplay.
Yeah,
feature,
if
right?
you've not yet seen the Valhalla gameplay overview trailer from the Ubisoft Forward event, I highly recommend go looking it up. If you've never played an Assassin's Creed, I highly recommend you go looking it up. This feels this is the game I'm getting this.
Yeah.
Day one, I'm going to play this. I only have so much space in my life for an open world game, so that's why I've avoided the Odysseys, the Origins, but this looks so good, I'm making space.
So this is really cool, and this is the part that I'm actually super disappointed in. It is coming out November 17th, which is hard for me because Cyberpunk comes out November 19th.
Ooh.
So
I mean,
that's
competition
And these are-
of the greats right there.
Traditionally, these games are 40, 50 plus hours.
yeah. So to be honest with you guys, as excited as I am for this game, I'll play it November 17th and 18th, but come 19th, I'm gonna have to put it on the back burner and play Cyberpunk, right? And I wonder. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, this is a big game, a big developer, right? They're an established franchise.
Yeah.
But coming so close to Cyberpunk, who I think, in my opinion, and I think in maybe a lot of people's opinion, is your most anticipated game of this year. You know what I mean? Like it's a big one coming out. Do you think it's smart to put it there?
I mean, if they
I
have
think
that
they
kind
have
of
no choice.
confidence in the game.
I mean, I put it at the end of the month. You know what I mean? Or that's the middle of the month. I mean, you're right. You have no choice.
Especially, there's probably timing because you gotta imagine they know approximately when the next consoles are coming out. There's probably some strategy with pricing and with release with regards to that you're trying to hit as well. You want to be there for holiday seasons. I actually don't think you are in gaming. You're necessarily going head to head. Like I don't know if Valhalla is necessarily going head to head, and here's why.
I think it is.
I think it
well,
is.
no, but
It's the same game type.
But as far as sales, here's why: because you just want to be there for holiday 2020. That's when you're going to make your money off of sales for kids. Sales
Yeah,
for,
yeah,
So
yeah, I get
let's
what
say
you're
let's
saying.
say we buy Cyberpunk on day one, but we don't get Valhalla. A month later at Christmas time, oh honey, thank you very much. I want this game Valhalla. Yes,
But
please. Right?
you
or
want
vice
that,
versa.
But don't you also want that initial rush? Like so many day
that
one
is-
sales. I mean,
that is a tough. That's
what
just a
this is
tough
what
thing.
I would have done, and people are going to disagree with me, but I would have done this. I would have put Valhalla in the October 26th slot, and I would have put Watch Dogs in this slot because I think this game is more valuable to you. I mean, I don't know. I think
But
Watch
see,
Dogs.
I think they want.
Although
this,
I don't know.
I think they want
Watch.
this game as a next gen type more.
Although
game.
if you put Watch Dogs in this slot right next to Cyberpunk, I think Watch Dogs probably would have got more buried.
Watchdog gets crushed by.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just. It's hard for. I mean, I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get them both. I have the slots to get them both. But
Here's the thing.
Cyberpunk.
Here's
man.
the thing. This is open world Witcher, right? Valhalla. This is open world, old school, ancient, and then you've got Cyberpunk, open world, futuristic, right? So really, it comes out. What do you feel like playing?
No, but if there are people out there that only have enough
Yeah,
for
you're talking $60,
one or the
right?
other.
You're like
So,
me. Like,
so within 2
well,
days,
none of
they're
that, but
within
enough time. We're
2
talking
days
about
of each
time.
other, right?
And Assassin's Creed, bless their hearts, come out every year or two.
yeah, that's true.
this is this
CD
one's on.
Projekt Red comes out every 10 years.
That's
One,
true.
I think
No, that's true.
I think CG Project Red is doing something a little bit more new. They're doing a first-person, open-world, cyberpunk, futuristic. You know what I mean? Like I think there's more draw. I don't know.
Well, and
because I mean Vikings.
It's
right?
getting a shot at a world with detail like akin to Witcher 3, but on steroids.
I mean, I guess I take back that previous statement because I feel like if you put Watch Dogs next to Cyberpunk, I think Watch Dogs gets more buried. But I don't know. I think what you should have done with Assassin's Creed is just separated it by at least 2 weeks.
At
you know
least
what I mean?
It's not on the same day, so you're gonna get people to buy it.
Yeah.
Well,
play
yeah,
it,
and
then
maybe
buy
that's
the
why
other
they
one.
do. They're like, oh
Yeah.
shoot, put it 2 days before
2 days
Cyberpunk.
before. 2 days before.
You mean you already pre-ordered Cyberpunk?
Chad
All the
is-
developers already
Chad
pre-ordered
is
it.
saying one cannot simply outhype Cyberpunk.
That's
Yeah, I mean that's.
it's a big game.
I mean, Cyberpunk is just. I think Cyberpunk's got a lot going for it, right? I mean, I think Assassin's Creed's got a lot going for it too. But
So what would you do then? Would you have them delay it until like a February release? Because
I
that's when
think-
Titanfall came out. and-
honestly,
Yeah.
what I would do, and like I said, people wouldn't disagree with me. I'd give Assassin's Creed the priority over Watch Dogs, and maybe push Watch Dogs to a January
talking
release,
at the-
and take Assassin's Creed into your October slot.
Yeah, but no, see,
gotcha.
I don't think they are because the marketing behind Valhalla has been. This is look at what the Series X is going to enable us to do. I mean, even on the Ubisoft thing, they had Phil Spencer on
Yeah, they did.
introducing this
They did,
because
yeah.
of next gen. I think they're using this as a next gen game. They're not using Watch Dogs as their next gen sell
Yeah.
of hey, look what we can do with next gen technology. They're using this one, so I don't know. I don't think you can swap them like that.
Well, so what you're saying, your theory I'm getting at is you think this comes out November 17th is what it is.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk is November 19th, and very shortly after
Or before.
or before we're getting the new
We're getting the
consoles.
new consoles, yeah.
So you think they're launching, and then a week later they already got their Xbox Series X patch ready to go, or
Yeah, I
whatever.
think
You know
they
what I
do.
mean?
Yeah, I think a developer like them, with all of the hype that's been around
But
this game on the Series X, absolutely.
Cyberpunk has that too, right? They
No,
know when it's
Cyberpunk
coming.
says it's not their Series X patch isn't coming until later, right?
a month later.
A month later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and maybe that's the thing. Hey,
But you'll still be able to. But they did announce you'll
Hey,
still
yes.
be able to play Cyberpunk on
and
the
maybe
Series
that's
X.
and
But I
maybe
mean
that's Ubisoft's thing. Hey, yeah, you can play this on the Series. You can play Cyberpunk on the Series X if you want, but why not experience next gen graphics with R? You know, we have it
Yeah.
day one or
I don't
or
know,
whatever.
dude. It's too. I mean, I like it when two heavyweights go at each other, but this is too much for me.
Chat did bring up the point. On top of that, there may also be some Microsoft contender coming out around then too that we'll learn about next week that we don't know about
True.
yet.
What's
so
the
there's
Halo, right?
There's a big question, dude. What a good problem to have, though. What a good problem to have, and also at the same time a crappy problem to have.
No, yeah, it sucks. Do you know how many games
Lack of time.
I've missed because good games I've missed?
Yeah, because of
Maybe in 2 years it'll come out
But
on
you
Game
can-
Pass.
but you can
and
go
then
back-
I'll play it
you
again.
can go
It'll be
back
like
to it.
Hitman is great.
no. I mean, and I can't come back to this and that. I mean, it's always there, right? And like you said, David, they'll get the holiday sales and stuff. But I'm just saying, you're essentially going head to head with Cyberpunk. Do you think people are gonna? The majority of people aren't gonna get both. I don't think
I think
because
we saw-
$120 is a lot of money.
That's a lot of money, especially at this time of that time of the year.
Do you think people are going to say, "Oh, Assassin's Creed," or if I wait 1 more day, 2 more days, I feel like Cyberpunk has more hype right now.
Yeah, true. I mean,
than Assassin's
after
Creed, you know?
seeing this, I definitely
don't get me wrong.
going to be on this on day one.
No, I will too. I mean, I'm in that lucky category where I'll be getting both.
And here,
But,
okay.
um,
I'm going to say something controversial. I'm bringing up the.
Oh, here it is. Do we have
controversial-
that button yet?
Jordan, do we have the controversial Jordan button?
Oh, I haven't made that.
I think it was world premiere.
Okay. I'll do this one.
Exclusive.
Okay, I'm going to say something, and just about the feel of these games. Cyberpunk, based on what we know, which is limited, but feels that it's so detail oriented, it's a little bit more tedious, and maybe tedious isn't the right word, whereas this looks like I'm going through and fighting like a badass, like a lot less tedious in that realm. Like I'm jumping in to have fun and kill
Yeah,
people
but-
versus Cyberpunk where I'm it's more of like this simulation thing that I'm doing,
You're getting
right?
cybernetic enhancements and being a badass.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're literally playing along John Wick himself.
Yeah, but I'm just saying like the feel of both those games, like when we watched the
Answer me this question.
Yeah.
Do you want to build? Do you want to go around and murder people, or do you want to go around and murder people with John Wick?
yeah, but
big
I'm basically the John Wick of the 13th century.
But you're
Look at this.
You're
Look at that.
But I'm saying this. You're essentially John
And I've
Wick's.
got magic.
And I got
Magic is my cyber enhancement
Yeah,
in
but
Assassin's Creed.
But I'm saying.
No, but don't you know?
That should be a shirt.
Does-
Magic is my cyber enhancement.
No, but doesn't that? I'm probably not doing a good job of explaining myself. This
No, I get what you're
seems-
saying.
This seems less And tedious is less. This seems faster pace, right? This is like faster pace. I can go in, I can do some stuff. Whereas Cyberpunk feels like it's gonna be a lot slower pace, a lot more detective work, like with what we saw with their system that they showed
That was
off.
just one system, right?
No, I know that, but it feels like Cyberpunk's gonna be this longer term game that I'm playing and doing stuff at a slower pace. Whereas Assassin's Creed, I'm just going in and conquering lands.
I want you to go see every Assassin's Creed in the last 5 years and see the average hours played.
No, yeah, but I'm not saying hours played. I'm saying I can jump in, kill some people real quick, and jump out. Whereas Cyberpunk feels like it's more of a detailed time commitment where I can't just.
Well, I feel like you can probably do that in Cyberpunk.
But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. I still think the audience that is going to be playing Assassin's Creed is really close to the audience that's going to be playing Cyberpunk.
You're probably right.
And and because of that, I think there's also a category of people that can only choose one game because of situations or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that because of that, you're going to be choosing Cyberpunk over this one. Unfortunately, I agree with Jordan. I think it may potentially hurt their sales a little bit.
It's like when Red Dead Redemption came out. Didn't it go up against what game did it go up against? And it did because there's more hype behind it. You know what I mean? And I feel like, although I don't know, I just feel like there's a lot of Cyberpunk is a long. I don't know. I'm getting both. So
I know.
I'll be happy. But I mean, it's
we're
just
lucky that we're going to be able to get both
Yeah.
and play both. I have a feeling that I'm going to get this, play it for 2 days,
And then play
never
Cyberpunk.
play it for another year and a half and be like, oh yeah, I forgot about this game.
Yeah, for those of you who are wondering and are maybe like, well, what do I take? Chat has a good suggestion for you. Chat says, can you enhance your genitals in Valhalla? Nope. Then I'm going to Cyberpunk.
I mean, maybe
I'm waiting for it to come to Game Pass.
Maybe they just haven't announced that feature yet. Maybe you can.
Maybe that's part of the Series X enhancement
character
patch that's
creation.
coming.
No, I've like Cyberpunk is other than Halo Infinite, I feel like those are my two big ones for this year. You know what I mean? But it's hard for me because I want to play this game, but Cyberpunk is right there. You know what I mean? It's just
I think it's actually smart to go a couple days
before because you're gonna get that initial. Oh, I'll just buy this one.
People will see it being streamed, reviews.
Yeah.
It'll have a lot of hype around it. People are going to buy it, and then they're going to be like, "Oh shoot, now I don't have money for
And
Cyberpunk."
don't get me wrong. I think both games are gonna sell very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think when they said the release date, I went, "Oh, dude, that's November 19th is Cyberpunk. That's a ballsy release date."
Well, this was definitely the highlight, one of the highlights of the Ubisoft, the main gameplay highlight. We finished off the Ubisoft conference with cinematic video of Far Cry 6.
Oh yeah.
dirty.
So we're done with this game.
Yeah,
then, right?
Jordan, go through some Far Cry 6.
Basically,
what we saw there.
it was just a cinematic video of Giancarlo Esposito,
Giancarlo.
the main new bad guy. Basically,
I believe that's the actor that plays it. I
Yeah.
think it's something Castillo.
I don't
actually
know
going
what
to be
his real
the
name
main
is.
character's name.
we're gonna call him Giancarlo.
And then
though.
the Far Cry 3 character, what's his name? Jazz?
Vaz.
Vaz.
But
there we
I
go.
actually
Jazz.
His name's
Vaz.
Jizz.
I actually don't think it's Vaz anymore. I mean, maybe it is.
No, it is. It definitely is.
Because it's taking place in modern time. We now know it's modern day.
Well,
Wait,
so
was Far
was
Cry
Far
3.
Cry 3.
Yeah. So if Far Cry 3 was in modern day and this game's in modern day, how is Vaz a child and an adult at the
Well,
same
because
time?
it's all presently, right?
Yeah.
Like you could
It
do
could
that
be
with
in
stories.
4 years.
No, he literally has an iPhone on his desk, like the iPhone 11.
Yeah,
Like,
but
it's today.
yeah, but it could still be a prequel of
Are you sure it's an iPhone 11 or is it an iPhone 5S?
I don't know. Hey, we'll have
Or
to go
the
right.
OG.
I mean, there's literally
maybe,
an iPhone.
maybe that's an iPod.
Yeah. I mean, when did it come out? Like 2008?
Wasn't fat
That's
enough
the
for
250 gig iPod right there.
No, anyway, I maybe it is. I don't know. I'm just saying. We now have
the
new
Zune.
information. It's the Zune.
With a skin. That's a skin on it.
This is Zune with a skin.
Dude.
Anyway, the trailer is really interesting.
Hold on. Sorry. Since you brought up Zunes, did you ever play with a Zune?
I played with one. I never had one.
That was actually legitimately good. It had some cool stuff, but you just couldn't beat the iPod at the time.
Well, it had a lot. Yeah, it had a lot of good stuff. I think
What it
there
didn't
was-
have was iTunes, because remember iTunes when it was good it was like your first music
iTunes when
management
it was
soft-
good.
Remember
Yeah.
iTunes when
It was like your
For-
first. It was your first music management software that was legit. As Zune just didn't have anything that could compete with that.
Well, it also didn't have the limitations that come with Apple
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you could play it. You could play that music. You buy it. You could put it anywhere you wanted. Whereas Apple, you couldn't.
They kept that in house.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyways,
sorry. Far Cry
But
6.
Far Cry 6. It's a
I think-
cinematic trailer of.
I think it still could be him
Voss?
because he's what like 13 here.
Yeah.
And Voz looks like he's 21. So in that 7-year period, you could
Yeah.
you could become that character.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
He has the same slit in his eye.
Does.
I think they just do that on purpose for misdirection.
They're misdirecting you.
Because if you're talking about their game, you're thinking about their game,
Yeah,
right?
There you go.
Marketing.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what's funny? You're talking about the phone, and remember his line is, "This is a good phone."
Hey, maybe, hey, that actually, because maybe he used to have good phones. And maybe
Yeah,
he's
he's
like,
like,
oh, it's better than
I had
mine,
the
huh?"
iPhone 11 before it even came out.
Hey, maybe you're right. I didn't think of it that way. But
This trailer, though,
He knows
they
his phones.
it was instant silence. It was instant hook. It was
Well, it's 'cause
instant.
the
bad
acting
guy
is
so
so
good.
good.
They set you up. He's basically
he's teaching his son a lesson.
he's
if you know what I
teaching
mean.
his son how to be an evil genius.
Don't be better. Don't be sorry. Be better. Throw the grenade on these people.
Yeah.
Well, the first line was
Drop
when
it.
he goes,
Drop
"Son,
it, son.
that car is perfect. It's useless,
But,
but
it's
perfect."
Yeah.
And you're like, "Oh man, I think I gotta raise my son."
That's a great point.
And you're like, "Oh wow, yeah."
And you can tell he was just beat the night before by him too, right? Like that is great dictatorial fathering.
Dictatorial. Dickedtorial. Dictatorial.
But no, it's the cinematic trailer looks really good. We got some screenshots of what the game. We didn't get any gameplay, but we got the screenshots. We got some screenshots of what the game will look like. It looks really pretty. It looks gorgeous. One thing I noticed from the screenshots is your guns look way customizable. They look like they were built out of like car exhaust parts. You know what I mean? Like a full like weird red dot sights. Like it looks like a full like. I'm guessing they're gonna have a pretty robust crafting system with guns and stuff like that. I mean, that's just a guess. We don't know for sure, but anyway, the trailer looks really good, and this has a solid release date of February 21st, 2020, which as of right now is sitting all by itself.
All by itself.
Which
But now,
I think that's a good release
let me-
date. Ubisoft's got a really good lineup over the next 6 months. I will tell you that.
Let me ask you this about Far Cry. A lot of people are kind of done with the Far Cry formula. There's that criticism. Oh, it's the same thing over and over. Personally, I don't agree with that. I really enjoy Far Cry. I thought, what's the caveman Far Cry that they went? Far Cry Primal.
Primal, yeah.
That was a really cool. That was a really cool, different way to do Far Cry. But then they brought us back in Far Cry with the father, right? And that first 15
I
minutes
enjoyed that one.
of any game, in my opinion, like just sucks you right in. I'm not tired of the Far Cry formula because of the bad guys, because of the physics involved with the game, because of this open world exploration that you have, but with a shooter. I really enjoy the formula. I haven't grown tired of it. But am I alone in that? What do you guys think?
No, I think it's. I mean, I get the. I mean, Call of Duty was kind of like that for a while. At least for me, it kind of felt like just a $60 map pack almost every year for a while there. But anyway, so I mean, I get where they're coming from, but I like the game, so I don't mind it essentially. And I feel like they are doing newer things each time, right? Put it this way: you remember when Borderlands 3 was coming out?
Yeah.
And a lot of, when it came out, there was some reviews out there that basically talked about like, oh, Borderlands 3 is just Borderlands 2 with more stuff. And it was like, well, that's what I wanted. You know what I mean? Like that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? If your formula works, it works, right? Now, like you were talking about, it can get repetitive, but I feel like even in I didn't play
The expansion?
I didn't really play Far Cry 4, so I guess I had that break between 3 and 5.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But I enjoyed Far Cry 5. I felt
4 introduced planes.
Flying machines.
Flying
I would
machines,
call
right?
those.
Right.
I've got a flying machine.
Right?
yeah. I don't know. I feel like we don't know yet, but just from the screenshots I've seen, and this video, this one's looking to have a really good story, right? Because
Well, I
characters.
like being. It's inspired by. It's basically like a Cuba.
Yeah.
Type of
The-
guerrilla
the,
warfare.
The setting is cool, right?
Yeah.
Obviously the acting is really good, but I feel like they're adding. We'll see when we get more information. But when I saw those screenshots of those guns, like it really looks like, because of how the guns are built, they're not just like, here's an AK-47. Like it's a fully, you had scrap metal and you put it together. You know what I mean? Like it looks like they're gonna have quite a robust crafting type system,
modding,
right?
or at least a modding system.
Yeah,
right?
it kind of reminded me of I've been playing Metro Exodus. Kind of reminded me of that when it's like, oh man, all I have is this metal, and you got to put it together. You know what I mean? Like it's just you're making your own guns because you're playing as the rebels, type thing. So I don't know. I will admit the Ubisoft formula of going to the tower, discovering it. You know what I mean? That did get old after a while, but I feel like in recent games, like
They're getting away from that
even
a little bit.
I mean, Far Cry 5 still kind of had that.
They definitely had it because it was the radio towers.
Yeah.
They'd have to go up, but that's part of the game, right?
Yeah, so Far Cry 5 had that, but the Assassin's Creed games kind of got away from that a little bit. They still have it, but it's a different.
It's a streamlined.
It's used differently, right? It's used to upgrade your bird instead. You know what I mean? Stuff like that in Assassin's Creed, right? So I don't know. I think they're basically my point is I'm excited for more Far Cry.
Yeah,
right? I like the Far Cry formula. I'm excited for more.
Spicy.
Of it.
How about you on the Far Cry formula?
No, I get that viewpoint. The thing that I think that the strength of these games are the story and
it's
the
that
characters.
bad guy. It's the bad guys, right? Like so good.
The things that annoy me in these stories are the little quests that you have to do in between the stories. All feel the same, and they're all very repetitive. And that's what I think maybe people are discussing and maybe concerned about. But I mean, it's the fluff in the middle. The nice thing about like a game like Witcher is that fluff in the middle was like it was the meat
better
of it.
than the main course.
But at the same time, I really enjoyed the story of the Far Cry series. They've done an excellent job. Even in Far Cry Primal, I enjoyed those stories. Windja. But so I get it. They are kind of repetitive. It's the nature of just how these games are. You got to do those towers, then they unlock this and this, and then you can see more in the area. But at the same time, the stories are fantastic. So I think the game's worth just learning about these characters and trying to fight against these characters, and just the sheer terror that these bad guys have, really make Ubisoft in this game know how to do bad guys.
Yeah, they do.
They know how to do villains, and I think that's where the strength in these games lies. So, yeah, it's repetitive. I get that, but at the same time, I enjoy the story of these games.
Yeah.
So.
Well said.
And other than this video and those screenshots that we got, we don't know much about this game other than kind of setting timeline or time and setting, right? So, I mean, maybe they'll switch the formula up a little bit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then right at the end, they did announce, so that was all the games they showed. Right at the end, they did announce that they are going to do another Ubisoft Forward in the near future. So it really seems like a lot of these companies, and I do kind of like it. I do like going to the conventions and stuff too, but I like this, and I just call it the Nintendo Direct style formula, where I think Nintendo does it the best because they focus on certain games at certain times of the years, and they have big ones for the whole year, right? I think a lot of companies are shifting towards that. Ubisoft obviously is, because they said they're going to have another Forward a little bit later. Xbox is doing their Xbox 2020s. PlayStation does their stuff, right? So I do like that they're doing this. It's nice. But yeah, we will be having another Ubisoft
It feels
Forward.
very strategic, the fact that they're having another one, because what was missing from this one was new games. There were games even announced at last year's E3.
Yeah, like new IPs, right?
Yeah, new IPs. There were games announced last year's E3 that they talked about that they didn't show off here. I think we're going to get that in the next one. I think they're going to have some next-gen new titles that they're going to talk about in the next one. This one was a decent showing by Ubisoft, but there's nothing new here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you were expecting some crazy new game, there was nothing new here. One of the things that I was disappointed about is Skull and Bones. It's gone silent. We haven't heard anything about Skull and Bones.
Well, they did mention that they're going to show more in like a month or so.
Yeah, and I wonder if we get Skull and Bones. Then one of the things that did come out this week as a result, because a lot of people mentioned that, like, hey, we haven't seen Skull and Bones since 2017. What's up with that? They basically are shifting their model with Skull and Bones to be more like a live service model, Sea of Thieves, Sea of Thieves model.
That's
basically.
funny.
Really?
Which to me, I think you could do some. So Sea of Thieves is a sandboxy. This was very much more PvP. You could Destiny almost the Sea of Thieves formula.
I wonder if they're going to make it like Atlas. Like this
basically
huge
Atlas,
open world type thing, I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, we played Skull and Bones 2017. It was fun. It was really fun. That naval fighting, with pirate ships.
It was a lot of fun.
And as a live service, it does work. Like, it did feel like, okay, I could see how that works for that game. But Spicy, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, like, the crappiest part about that game is I couldn't unfriend you.
Oh, yeah,
I wanted
yeah.
to kill you.
Yeah.
We were playing at E3. We played the game already.
We were right next to each other.
And we were right next to each other, and David put up his like truce flag, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll do that," and then try to sync him, But then it wouldn't let me for 10 minutes, and that was the length of the time that we played, right? So, no, it was fun. I thought it was a great game, and so they're changing the model.
Yeah,
Basically,
that's
right?
what
Yeah.
I've seen. So they've adjusted to like a games as service model. So
Very cool. Anyway, so a little bit later we'll have another Ubisoft Forward, which is where I think we'll get a lot of maybe their new hardcore next-gen stuff, maybe some new IPs, maybe some Splinter Cell. A lot of people were disappointed that we didn't see any Splinter Cell or anything like that. Maybe that's what they're saving for the next one. So
yeah,
we will see.
yeah, we will see.
But
Sorry.
oh,
Go
I
ahead.
was just. Is there anything else you wanted to say?
No,
I
go
was
ahead.
just gonna move on to the
Yeah,
other
go ahead.
stuff. So, in other news, there's this new game that just came out and gave preview, which I think looks hilarious.
Everybody tells me I need to play this.
Yeah, it's called Ooblets.
Ooblets. Can we pull this up? I don't even know what this is.
All right, let me describe it to
But
you.
all week, people are like,
Yeah.
Have you seen Ooblets? Have you seen
It's-
Ooblets? And I never took the time to look it
I
up.
want to explain it
but-
to you. This is exactly what it is. It's Harvest Moon with Pokemon.
Harvest Moon with Pokemon.
That is exactly what it is. Third one down, Mark. Yeah, right there. It's literally it's Harvest Moon with Pokemon. That's exactly
That sounds
what it
like
is.
a good time.
Now there's a combination for success. But yeah, that's how I would describe it. Our Harvest Moon for Pokemon. We're watching the trailer live right now on the show.
Okay, right now I don't like the art style, but everybody tells me that the game is super fun, and I would love it.
It's in early access right now. You can get it in game preview on the Xbox. You can also get it on the Epic
What
Game
the hell
Store.
am I watching?
You're watching Harvest Moon with Pokemon. That's exactly what Ooblets is. Look at that fish poke. Look at their mushroom dancing.
I don't even know. I don't know what those were. those big mushroom things that
We
we're holding.
come to find out that this girl is actually like an old woman, and she's just high on
she's
mushrooms
smoking
or
right
something.
now. Yeah,
Those
this
does
is her
not look
dream.
like mushrooms to me.
Anyway, that's the best way I can describe it. It's Harvest Moon with Pokemon, right?
Is it free?
It's in early access right now.
Okay.
So it's Epic. Are they the developer? or
No,
who's
no,
the
no,
developer?
no, no. It's on Xbox Game Preview or it's on Epic Game
Games.
Store.
Oh,
So-
okay.
But anyway,
So do you battle your Pokemon?
No, I think
Ooblets?
I just think they help build your farm, and they dance with you in your
And they-
bedroom.
They hide in your mailbox.
Yeah,
Apparently.
and they're kind of
okay. I might-
they knock down
Okay,
dishes and stuff.
So
Look, look,
all week, multiple times during a day,
Yeah,
the day,
everybody's-
or in every stream I've been in, people are like, "You should play this. You would love this game." People are telling me that.
Did you not see them doing like the shake weight with these large mushrooms?
yeah,
This-
I'm
This
telling
is
you.
just okay.
But that might be the charm behind it. Like you might laugh and have so much. This might be like
Like
the,
that
the
they're
same
just sitting
kind, the
there
same
watching them.
the same kind
Look
of. Yeah, this might be the same kind of fun you have with the like one night stand game. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and you're like,
You know what I'm saying?
Or with a one night stand.
you know, guys are like game one night stand, which I think is actually on the Switch now.
So have people played this then?
I've not seen gameplay of it. I've just seen this trailer, and people have been telling me about it. But this is how it feels. It feels like
All I know
Harvest Moon with
is
Pokemon.
literally
but it's out now. For
every
early
day
access.
I stream, and every day someone says,
Have you
and
tried
different people,
Ooblets?
yeah, you need to try Ooblets. You would like this game.
My Ooblets evolving.
What is this? This does not have. I'm watching this trailer. I'm
I
really
like that.
confused.
I did like that fish animal. The
That fish one,
he looked like he had
he's-
sass. He had some
Yeah.
attitude there.
Gosh. All right.
Okay, Harvest Moon with Pokemon.
Is the
I
best
want
way
to
to
see if I
describe
can
it.
find
I'm down.
gameplay.
Yeah, we got to get gameplay.
Because this
Anyway.
trailer is just confusing the crap out of me.
We also have another one, Rocket League.
Rocket League or Rocket Arena?
Rocket Arena, sorry, Rocket
There you go.
Arena. So the other day, for some reason, I thought Ubisoft was developing this, but no, it's EA, which I knew subconsciously. But anyway, so EA and EA publishes this game. But yeah, Rocket Arena came out this week for Xbox, PC, and PlayStation, all that stuff. I believe it's $29.99.
Yeah.
I played it quite a bit this week.
Yeah, I want to know your
And
thoughts, your
I
impressions.
was actually really impressed with the amount of content that was in there. So they have 10 characters as of right now. I think they're adding an 11th one when they start their season 1. They have I think 10 map. They have a variety of maps that are really different from each other. So it feels good going to a different map, you know what I mean? Given they're all new to me cuz the game just came out, right? They have a lot of progression. So each character can be leveled up to 100, and each character has their own kind of personal battle pass that's free with that character. So you get, the in-game currency, the Fortnite dollars or whatever you want to call them. You get different skins, different cosmetics for them, stuff like that, all the way up to 100. So each character kind of has their own battle pass, if you will. It's kind of structured like a battle pass with the character. When you level up that character, you get the stuff corresponding to that level, and it lays it all out for you. They do have an artifact system, which is basically how you can kind of min-max and customize your character. So essentially there's certain artifacts that you can get that reduce time on your abilities by so much %, right?
Sure.
You can level those artifacts up and stuff like that, and they have a variety of those that you unlock as progress. So the progression system is actually very well done, I think. And what I really like about this game is they have a social mode and a ranked mode, right? They have that artifact system. Each artifact can be leveled up to level 3, right? So, level 1 you get 1%, 2%, 3, you know what I mean? Stuff like that, right? In social mode, they have the progression of the artifacts where you work on them, you level them up, they give you, I would say, minor boost adjustments to your character. They're not like incredibly overpowered. If someone has a level 1 and someone has a level 3, they give you those minor percentages. If you switch over to ranked mode, you still have all of those artifacts, but they're locked at a certain percentage. So
Okay.
basically it keeps everybody on an even playing field. So in
no
social
one's
mode,
too overpowered.
yeah, in social mode you have that progression with it where you can level it up and it gives you something to shoot for and go for. Whereas in ranked mode, they're all unlocked to you, but they're all static at a certain percentage, so it keeps everybody on a level playing field, which I actually think is a very smart way to do it and a very fun way to do it, or a very good way to do it between ranked and social mode, right? They have a variety of game modes. I think there's 4 of them. They have a capture the flag type, which is this soccer. Wait. Yeah, sorry. They have the capture point. They have the soccer game. They have your team.
So I like the team kill one. I can
The
see
team
how
kill,
you.
your team kill, yeah.
I can see how, because I saw you streaming this, and I
Yeah.
saw you say this is like 3D Smash.
Well, no, it's like a ranged Super Smash Brother. So
Yeah.
my initial first impressions of the game, I've played a lot this week. I like it. I think it's fun. It's exactly what I wanted. I was surprised with the amount of content and progression they had in the game. But I would describe it. It's definitely a party game,
Okay.
right? Super Smash Brothers is a party game as well, so it's not a knock on anything. But the best way to describe this game is it's a ranged Super Smash Brothers.
Okay.
Is what it is, right?
What's your favorite game mode? Does one stand out that's clearly the main game mode, and in ranked, would you do the different game modes, or what do you do?
I haven't played a lot of ranked yet.
Okay.
My 2 favorite modes, so they have the treasure mode, which is collecting coins. They have the soccer mode, which is similar to capture the flag. You basically take the ball in the middle and you score it in the goal. It's essentially the flag, right? You have your team deathmatch, and then you have your capture point. I think the 2 best game modes are capture point and team deathmatch. What's really funny is because of the characters' kits and loadouts, because they're all different heroes and they have different abilities, right? There are certain characters that are better at different game modes, for sure,
okay,
right?
okay.
So depending on your game mode, you might want to adjust who you play with. Like, for example, his name is Blastbeard. He's the big pirate. He is incredibly good for the capture point because he has a big ability that'll blast a radius and knock everybody back. So you can just jump in the middle of the capture point and blast everybody
Sure.
back, right? So anyway, there's other characters that are really fast that are good for the soccer game mode and stuff like that.
So my criticism when I first saw this game is not another hero shooter.
Yeah. I feel like, so the idea of the game is everybody has a meter, and you can see it if you're watching live. We have the gameplay up, but the more damage you take, the higher that meter goes. When that meter meets its think of it as percentage from Super Smash Brothers.
Like Super.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. That.
So when that meter gets full, the smallest of hit will knock you off the platform or out of the arena, right? And
okay.
the idea is to knock people out of the arena,
KO, I
right?
see the
KO,
KOs
yeah.
happening.
So just like in Super Smash Brothers, the idea is to knock them off the platform, right? So that's why it's I would say I wouldn't compare it to Overwatch. I wouldn't compare it to any of those games. The game I would compare it to
It's Smash.
is Smash Brothers. It's
like a new take
it's
on
a ranged Super Smash
Now,
Brothers.
and when you're
you
not-
can see,
when
see
you're
the,
knocked off,
with
that's-
objectives.
they have objective modes, right? There is just your base team deathmatch mode, right?
Okay,
So
yeah.
When you're knocked off
there's 4 modes
on
altogether.
objective modes, do you respawn or no?
Yes, you respawn.
Okay.
And the respawn system is actually the best respawn system I've played in recent years because what they do is they essentially, you pull up, basically the computer so he just got knocked out. So look what happens. The computer will take him up and it will send him away from the current battle and put him in a safe zone. In addition to that, you have a 3-second spawn protection when you come in, right? Or a
Ah,
2-second
I like
spawn
that.
protection. So you're not going to get spawn camped.
Okay, so
Is basically what I'm talking about
overall, Is this a game that people can get into or no?
I think it is. I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be in my rotation just as much as Super Smash Brothers is in my rotation, and I do play Super Smash Brothers. I'd say a couple times a month. You know,
Sure.
I do play it more as a party game where I can. I feel like I can play this game more as by myself. If no one's on, I'll play. You know what I mean? Because it is. But anyway, it'll be interesting to see their battle pass and what they do and how they support it. I think so. This game, I think it's like, let's just say $30, right? I think it's $30. That's what I think there's a different version, but I purchased the $30 one. I think this game with their battle pass and stuff, I think it would be more appealing to a broader audience if it went the free to play battle pass model, like a Fortnite or an Apex. I mean, obviously, free to play, you get a lot more people to jump in, and then you can make your money off cosmetics and battle. And they do have a lot of cool. They do have some cool skins for some of their characters, but I like it. I think it's fun. It's more fun than I thought I would have, and I wasn't actually expecting it to be like a Super Smash Brothers, right?
Yeah, we thought much more hero shooter.
yeah,
Like here's another hero shooter.
Because your meter fills, and the higher your meter is, the farther you get pushed back. Like, see how their meters are filling, right?
Yeah.
Just like like I said, equate it to your percentage meter in Smash Brothers. The higher your meter gets, and there you can see he just got to the edge of the arena, but he was able to save himself, right?
Oh, okay.
So, anyway, so I would say it's my impressions of it is it's a fun party ranged Super Smash Brothers. Like that's how I would describe it. You can do a lot of cool things, like you can use your rocket to help you jump. You can use your rocket to wall climb and stuff like that. So the movement is pretty fun. But anyway, it's a Super Smash Brothers style game.
Very cool
is what I would say. But anyway, very cool.
Next up,
we have Warhammer 40,000.
I was watching
Mechanicus.
This. Now is this turn-based strategy?
Yeah,
because I was watching this. It looks
It is
cool.
a turn-based game. So this game, I believe, came out a little while ago, like 2018 or something like that. It's re-releasing on all the consoles, which is really fun. I think we get some DLCs with it as well. But Warhammer 40K Mechanicus, it is a turn-based shooter, and it is now available for the Xbox One, which is very exciting. We have some gameplay that we're watching here live. This is kind of like your map screen. They'll actually get to the gameplay, like your story mode. But it is a turn-based game set in the Warhammer universe.
Very good.
Which is very fun. And then we have we're gonna shift over to the PC for a minute. A lot of exciting stuff on the PC.
Didn't get to see a lot of gameplay. Sorry, everybody watching.
Yeah. We actually basically just saw the loading screen.
We saw the loading screen.
But
of
it's
the
cool.
game. What a cool loading screen, everybody watching live.
We have Halo 3 joining the Master Chief Collection on the PC, which is exciting and very fun. Very good port, this Halo 3, so very exciting. It's now available for the Master Chief Collection. Other big PC news is Flight Simulator got a launch date for the PC. It is coming out August 18th for PC, and it will be on Xbox Game Pass for PC as well. So if you have Xbox Game Pass for PC or Game Pass Ultimate, which includes that, it's ready for you.
One of the other big news items that dropped for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and this game I'm very, very excited for. I cannot wait. This was my childhood. I used to want to be a pilot, and then,
Thrustmaster.
Life happens, and you don't. But mods. It's going to have a modding community.
Oh,
a
you know there's
modding
going to be some
system.
crazy ones.
And developers, modders will be able to sell directly in game to other players on their own websites, whatever they want. You do have to apply for partnership status in order to be a mod, but it's not necessarily hard to get. They're going to limit it initially, they said. But mods coming to Flight Simulator. If you buy and I think we all do this. I think we go in, guys. Let's get it. Let's get the Ultimate Deluxe Edition of this game.
Oh, doesn't that come with all 40 airports?
With all the airports.
And stuff
Well, no, every game comes with all the airports. It's how detailed those airports
Isn't
are.
it like 35,000 airports?
Yeah. So they all come with all the airports in the world, or every
major
one.
airports. Yeah.
And
Can
the
you
thing
imagine?
is like, so for instance, if you get the normal edition and you have LAX, the normal edition of LAX is going to be like a standard LAX. The top edition is going to be a handcrafted, super detailed LAX, right?
Yeah.
So I think
You're going to see the pee and everything. Like
Yeah.
all it's
The
gonna
whole-
be
the
great.
urine
You're
from
gonna
all the homeless-
smell it.
the homeless
You're gonna
people.
smell it, all the homeless people. You're
the
gonna-
construction and the traffic nonstop.
The smog, you won't even be able to see it.
It's kind of like a Dark Souls
It will be
version. you
so
know?
realistic.
Since there's a modding community, how long till we have Thomas the Train flying his
or dragons.
within a week.
Yeah, within a week.
Yeah, Dragon Riders.
Dragon riders, yeah.
And it's a simulator because it's a simulator, so it's going to be like realistic dragon riding.
Well, I wonder if they'll limit. I wonder if they'll limit stuff like that. Like if it has, does your mod have to be approved? Does your mod have to be improved? I don't know.
Well,
It'd be
I'm
so
sure.
funny.
I'm sure because of.
Flying over London.
Yeah.
That is funny.
First thing I'm going to do though is because they use like a map system, right? So you can go see your house. I'm going to try and land my miniature plane. I'm not going to get a big jumbo jet. I'm going to get a small plane. I'm going to try and land it on my street and park in my driveway.
Do
I'm
it.
going to try and do it, which is very cool. Hopefully my street.
Yeah, it's every airport that's on Bing Maps, they said. So if Bing Maps says stuff, then it's all there.
Yes. So, I should search Bing Maps and see how detailed my neighborhood is.
Yeah.
And that's what you
It's
can pay
pretty
for.
detailed.
It's very, okay.
As somebody who has to make maps like printed on big walls as part of my, I do that for clients. Bing Maps is not too bad. They're
Too shabby.
it's not too bad. Bing Maps they're pretty detailed. You can get like really close. So
Maybe I'll be outside.
yeah, Bing Maps is not bad.
No, that's
a lot of satellite stuff.
That's really exciting. I'm super excited for this game. We have it on Game Pass, but you want to go for I believe Game Pass is just your standard edition.
Game Pass is standard.
You want to go big boy edition.
Guys, I say we go big boy.
I say, well,
edition,
I am
Flight
going to
Simulator.
get myself a
Spicer, are you a Flight Simulator guy?
Oh, I love it.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, then now,
absolutely.
let's go big boy.
It's an interesting game because it's not really a game.
No,
but it is a game.
Yeah,
You know?
you fly around.
It's like
You fly. I
like
knew.
has an identity crisis, but it doesn't. I don't know.
I had a friend.
You literally fly for hours.
I knew someone.
Yeah, they're real trips.
Yeah, I knew someone who, because you can adjust and put like your travel time. You can decide how realistic it is, or you can do like, at least in the old ones, or you could like do like, okay, so it fast forward. So like for every 5 minutes, you're actually like going this fast. So you can like go to LA to London and back, right? In a shorter time. This guy would put it on realistic, and he would spend his days doing the actual
Hey, what are you
flights.
doing? I got a 4-hour flight.
He
in a couple
literally
minutes.
was playing. That's what he was doing. He's like, I'm gonna take my people. Then he'd put it on autopilot and he'd like watch TV and stuff, and he'd be like, alerts are going off. I'm on no turbulence. Okay, we're gonna have to change our course here. Let's do that. Like he was legit into
I'm excited
the
for it.
simulation aspect of taking.
Well, it is fun. Like
Everybody wants to fly a plane.
It's fun, and I even had like the rudder thing with your feet.
Did you?
Yeah.
So you
like,
can taxi
I just had a
properly?
joystick.
and I would always be like leaning. I'm like, oh shoot, how do I fly this stupid thing? That's
But anyway,
fun.
I'm gonna get the Thrustmaster. I believe the Thrustmaster will be compatible with it,
Oh,
right?
for sure. Yeah.
Well, actually, because it's on the the thing is, the reason I want to get the Thrustmaster is the Thrustmaster.
That's
compatible.
more for helicopters, though.
Well, I know, but is the thrust like the one that you have that you got for Ace Combat?
I guess it would work for like the.
Is
the ones
that
with the
compatible with the PC though as well?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
So because I want to get one that's compatible with the PC and the Xbox in case there's any Xbox games that come out.
Well, when
right?
it comes
because you
over-
can get some really
So
cool
it's
like
Flight
PC
Simulator
ones.
is coming over to the Series X, and I think that's what they're waiting for to bring it. They
Bring
didn't.
it-
they
yeah, because
haven't
right
announced
now it's
a launch
coming out
date.
for PC.
Yeah, they haven't announced a launch date for the Xbox, but I think what they're waiting for is the Series
Yeah.
X, and I'm really excited.
I remember I would try to do the realistic, right? But in 30 minutes in, I would just go crash it.
Yeah.
well, I would
Because I'm like,
I'd like what I would do is
All right,
like
let's go
fly
play.
through the cities, like
Yeah.
like ooh, around the buildings and stuff. I'd always do stuff like
it's
that.
a great game that's not a game.
You can play it however you want. It's the
But anyway,
first true
I'm-
sandbox game.
I am really excited for
Yeah,
it.
it's
This
true.
new one will be fun. So,
The origins of like tractor simulator.
yeah.
Our last news story of the day.
Yeah, going back to the Xbox. So Xbox One X has been discontinued.
Boom.
Just the manufacturing, right? Obviously,
Yeah.
they're still going to support it, but they're basically not making it anymore, which makes sense because a new console's coming out. And also, in addition to that, we did get xCloud news. Yes. xCloud will be their subscription. So that the xCloud is their cloud-based gaming model that they're going to do, similar to Google Stadia. It's coming out in September for everybody, and it will be bundled into Game Pass Ultimate. So there's going to be your typical monthly fee that you'll pay for it. But if you buy Game Pass Ultimate, which comes with Xbox Live, Xbox Game Pass for PC, Xbox Game Pass for Xbox,
And the
it will
xCloud
now
now.
include xCloud. I don't know if they're going to change the price of the Ultimate. I don't think they will.
I don't think so.
But at $14.99, that is a lot of value.
And
in
it
there.
lets you play your games on your tablets,
Uh-huh.
on your phones. The one thing that they did not talk about, and specifically didn't talk about, is PC. Nothing yet. Doesn't sound like there's an answer yet for playing on your PC or your PC screen. Like your laptop. taking that mobile.
Yeah.
But then again, I guess if you have Game Pass Ultimate, you can download and play the game on your PC if your PC runs it. But streaming it, I mean, if you have let's say you have a Chromebook, why eventually I would imagine we get a solution for streaming it to something like
Yeah,
that.
Well,
we
remember
could
they
play-
had the network streaming at home, right? Like where you can stream your Xbox to your Windows
Yeah,
PC.
something
So
like
I
that.
mean, just apply that to this, right? So.
Spicy.
I was
we
going to
play.
say we could play Microsoft Flight Simulator on my phone.
Yeah,
That'd
you
be fantastic.
could.
As Thomas the Train.
Especially
On
if
a
you could,
plane.
and if you could
While you're
connect,
on a
flying,
plane.
while you're flying
if you
on a
could
plane.
connect your joystick to your phone.
your Thrustmaster.
You got like this setup here.
I wonder if they have Bluetooth
Bluetooth something.
joysticks.
That would be hilarious.
I'm sure you can find a
Awesome.
dongle.
Just have like some. Well, you could probably get like a phone holder with a clip on it. You're like in a plane or on the bus or something. You're like, that'd be great.
That's really cool. I think this.
I think
So,
that adds a lot of
It's
value
very
to
interesting
Game
that they
Pass.
announced this first, and then Aaron Greenberg did say, and I think they're getting all this out of the way so that this conference is not about the hardware itself. This is all games. They're focusing all games. It's going to be very interesting. I'm very excited. I have not been more excited for this.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really
Big week.
This is erection excitement type of stuff that's happening
it
on
is.
July
Man.
23rd.
It is.
Yeah.
Speaking of that,
Just thinking about it.
Just thinking about it, right? And that brings us to the last segment of our show. This is the segment of our show where we take your questions. To submit a question, you can do so each and every single week over at Patreon. Patreon.com/positive gaming or XoneBros.com/support. We actually did post a question today over on our YouTube community channel. Hold on one second. Let me pull it up. I forgot to have this prepared. Sorry. Where every week we're posting a question or a poll that we'll put up there, and you can participate in that as well. And this is because we got a lot of questions today about what we're most looking forward to from the conference, right? From the conference.
in life in
life,
general.
yeah,
Life,
yeah.
no, for the conference. So we-
2021.
so
That's
we-
what I'm looking forward
so
to.
we posed the question over on the X1Bros community tab over on YouTube, youtube.com/X1Bros. Hit that community tab, or if you subscribe to us, it'll actually show up in your feed whenever we put up a poll. Every Friday, we're going to be putting up a poll or a question. We posed the question, what are you most looking forward to seeing or learning during next week's Xbox event? A lot of people, Jamar Rivers says, I'm honestly need a wow effect. I'm tired of toning my excitement down. Show me the money, baby. Amen. I think that's the let's get some new big IP to compete with the powerhouse that has been PlayStation 5
Dude, I will say.
individual games, right? Like
I think-
Ghosts of Tsushima.
I think I texted you guys. I said, hey, man, PlayStation having like games like Ghosts of Tsushima
yeah.
is not hurting them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that.
makes me want to be a better man.
Yeah. Right. So Cooper has said he's looking forward to Forza Motorsport 8. Fable, Jordan Man, I know is looking forward
Yeah,
to
I
Fable.
would. A good one.
Hellblade 2 and a surprise announcement. Andrew Courtney says the surprise announcement from EA on Mass Effect Remastered or Dragon Age Origins Remastered. But honestly, Fable, we got a lot of Fable answers in
Yeah,
here.
I would actually really like a Dragon Age Origins remastered. That would be a lot of fun. 'Cause I think that was the best game in the series thus far.
I would love a Mass Effect remastered.
Oh yeah.
That would be awesome.
the Mass Effect
Commander
trilogy.
Shepard. Don't give me these mediocre grandmas with tasers. Give me Commander Shepard that's
Oh,
a badass
damn.
going through space.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's one of those that I think is, he's awesome.
ZCappy10 says it was announced there are no first-party titles for this year, most likely next year. So actually, that's incorrect. That's a misnomer, and I understand why that misnomer exists because terrible headlines. GameSpot put up one of the worst headlines I've seen. No first-party titles first. That's not correct. It's when they say first-party titles. Remember, they're shifting the way that the Xbox is no longer console only. So Xbox first-party titles will be exclusive to Xbox, but Xbox is an ecosystem, not a console only anymore.
So basically, in layman's
on
terms,
PC as well.
Halo
On PC
Infinite's
as well.
going to come to PC and Xbox.
and with that, it's backwards compatible, and so there's no Xbox Series X standalone game. Everything that's going to be announced, every first-party title, is going to be available on Xbox Series X, and then all of the other consoles that are still available and everywhere.
That makes me
All
really dislike
Xbox.
them. for saying something.
The headlines,
like
yeah, the headlines were.
because it's
And
a
then when you dive in, you're like,
Microsoft
oh,
platform.
it's this technicality, right? It's this technicality that they're playing with terms. So there is. I think Z Capitan says though he would like to see some Xbox Series X exclusives that are coming within the first year. Phil Spencer did say that there are no Xbox Series X exclusive
That's the
games
point.
that will be announced.
They want you in the ecosystem.
But again, it is this ecosystem where games are going to be created on multiple platforms and multiple, that can take advantage of multiple systems. And Xbox Series X is going to be the next gen console that the new games take advantage of the most.
Xbox Series X will be playing your games on Ultra, 4K, 120 frames, all that good stuff. And then all the other consoles will be like
absolutely
potato versions.
that annoys me.
So thanks. Actually, I'm really glad Z Capitan brought that up because that is something that I've seen all week, and it's like these headlines, guys. They're messing with this technicality, and it's a little bit disingenuous. It's not a little bit. It's straight up disingenuous.
I believe it's called journalism.
Chadnisha says Fable, Perfect Dark, new Forza at 120. Ooh,
Perfect Dark.
New Forza at 120 frames. I forgot about that 120 number in a race car Forza game. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Daz says he wants to see Scalebound Revival.
That's actually, that would be awesome. With Beat Dr. Dre headphones.
Dude, amen to that. And then Rocket Force says anything Fable or Halo related. Again, guys, youtube.com/XoneBros. If you subscribe to us there, every Friday, a question, a poll will show up in the feeds. We'll also notify you of stuff there throughout the week with regards to the YouTube channel. But our first question comes from Rose City Gamer. Rose City Gamer writes in and says, "Hi, bros. With the Xbox Games Showcase less than a week away, I'm curious to know what surprise announcement you're most expecting." I think we're going to get I think we're going to get a couple brand new games that we don't even know about.
We're going to get a new Halo.
Yeah.
Xbox exclusives.
Xbox exclusives.
Oh,
Exclusives.
All right.
World premiere. Exclusive.
Boom. There
Which,
it is.
like we just talked about, will be it's the Xbox brand, right? So it'll
Yeah.
be available on any Xbox device. But
Yeah.
no, I think I would like to see a new Fable. See what we can do with a new Fable on the Series X, all that good stuff, right?
Amen. Spicy, anything surprise announcement most excited for?
I'm probably
Surprise announcement.
Yeah.
They're going to have like a pop Halo.
Yeah, Halo,
Halo Pop.
Gears Pop.
Halo Pops.
Halo Pop Tactics.
Halo Pop Tactics. That's going to be. We're all going to go, whoa.
Hey, now that Xbox exists in this ecosystem world, what a game that I would like to see announced is another Halo Wars, because you could put it on the PC, which would enable you could launch it on PC, cross-play immediately, and it would give it this player base. What killed
Well, isn't that what they did with Halo 2?
what
Halo
killed
Wars 2?
Halo Wars 2 eventually? Yeah, eventually
I thought it
they
came out at
brought
the same time.
No.
Oh.
What killed Halo Wars 2 was the player base just evaporated. And it was a good game.
What killed
It's a
it
really
is no
good
one
game.
bought it, no one played it. But
Yeah,
I
I'm-
want to see another one.
It's a really good. Well, it's a really good.
It was good.
real-time strategy game. How they implemented it, especially Blitz mode, is super fun.
Yeah, the card.
I just think that space, the real-time strategy
So hard.
space, is a difficult one
Yeah.
to get into. The
Yeah.
people that play those games play the big boy games.
Yeah.
The one, like the StarCrafts and the...
So
Although
that-
there is a Command and Conquer, right?
Command and Conquer is coming back, baby.
Yeah, they're
Very
doing
exciting.
a remake of it.
Anyways,
Or-
great question. Rose City Gamer, thank you very much for writing in. Matt Boswell writes in and says, "How's it going, guys?" He says, "For the Xbox Showcase that's less than a week away, where they're supposed to announce all their first-party games, how would you like them to announce them? Should they announce only what's coming in the next year, or should they announce almost everything that's in the works? For example, announcing a few games that are still 1 to 3 years out." Can I go first on this? Because I think I know Jordan's answer.
Yeah.
But I'd like to go first.
Yeah.
I think what makes PlayStation is that they announced God of War
10 years before it came out.
Yeah, at the very beginning of this launch cycle, so everybody was like, "Dude, I got to get a PlayStation 5. Look at that God of War game that's coming out, right?" And they kept hyping it. It comes out, it delivers, boom, seals the deal. So I do think that while it's nice to announce games that are coming in the next year, I do think you need to give people a long-term check out what we're working on, guys, and go from there. But
Yeah.
go ahead, Jordan.
No, I
think you're in the year guy.
I mean, I get your point. I'd rather have games that are coming out within the next 6 months to a year, because the thing is like how many. I mean, they showed us a snippet of God of War, right? But how many? Like, if you show one thing, and then this game comes out like 3 to 4 years later, how many things are going to change within that one? You know what I mean? Like, you're talking at the very beginning of your development cycle, almost, right? or close to, right? A lot of things change within I don't know. It's almost like, hey, here's the greatest thing in the world in 5 years.
Yeah, but it
you're
works.
like,
I mean, it
yeah,
clearly worked
yeah.
for PlayStation this generation, and Xbox never had that big announcement to tease and continuously advertise and talk about.
Yeah.
And they did it with everything.
I mean, I get what you're saying, and it's you know, I get what you're saying. I like games that I can see and then play within the next little while. You know what I mean? Like I like seeing
I don't think
Far
you do
Cry
get what I'm
and I
saying because
play
you don't agree with me.
Yeah. Well, like let's take Ubisoft. I like what everything they showed is going to be playable very soon, right? Like Far Cry was the furthest out. I like that I saw Far Cry. I'm excited for it. January or February.
Having said that,
you
though, what the general consensus is that while that was a solid conference, there was nothing to get excited about, and I think the excitement comes in like, look at this huge thing we're working on.
But I mean, again, take Skull and Bones. You guys were really excited for it. It was a lot of fun. They're completely changing their direction. You know what I mean? Like games change,
that's
right?
fine.
Games. I don't know. I'm just Yeah. I don't know.
War never changes.
Yeah.
Jordan,
It's like a new car. Like, hey, look at this new car. It's coming out in 2025. Okay, well, show it to me in 2025. you know?
Spicy. Where do you
That's
where do you come down on this?
Honestly, I don't know. I just like to see the games for like conferences and stuff like this. Yeah, show me as many games as you can.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I get Jordan. I want to play him. But at the same time, I just like to get excited over stuff.
I think
I like to get excited. What did you call it? That's erection level excitement.
Yeah.
The regular level excitement, yeah.
I don't care if I can play it or not. Just get me going.
Arouse me.
well, it's like I think the best example is Bethesda when they decided to do that. Hey, we want to announce games that are coming out within 6 months, and then they gave into peer pressure, and they're like, okay, fine, we're working on Elder Scrolls. Here's a trailer, and it was literally the field. It was like, what is that?
That
Like there
was
was no
funny.
purpose. Like I know you're working on it. Show it to me when you're ready.
They showed like just the I don't know. Anybody could have done that when like.
I know that's my point with these games.
Just
that
like
are
the
far
Unreal
out.
Engine, I could have made that in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm sure it was actually just stock footage of a helicopter going over a field. Like it was nothing, and then they put the title and like it felt weird to me. The crowd went crazy, and I'm like, God, we knew they were working on it. Like they said, it's almost like it's not in stone unless there's a
But
trailer.
see, it brings,
you know what I mean?
It brings the hype.
Because they have said multiple times. Even Todd Howard was like, "Yeah, guys, we're gonna work on this new game called Starfield, and then after that, we're gonna focus on Elder Scrolls."
Yeah, but
6.
it brings-
and
it's
everybody
'cause of
was
the
like
hype.
tearing them down, and then they showed that useless trailer, which
I did find it useless.
it was useless.
It
Useless
excited me.
trailer.
Yeah, no, It excited
it
me.
was pretty useless.
They showed that useless.
It was as
trailer.
useless as a stripper. It still excited me, right?
But they showed that trailer, and
Didn't
then
have any curves.
and then
What are you
everybody,
talking
and then it was just
about?
so
All
funny,
jagged
and,
stuff.
and then the world was like, "Oh, okay, it was in 30-second video form. It's official now." It's like, guys, they already told us they were working on it.
Yeah.
Like it's not.
Although in
But
that
here's
same
the thing.
conference, Tom Howard did enter on a motorcycle.
But
Yeah,
here's
and they had that guy on the guitar.
But here's the thing, though. With Halo Infinite, we saw that last E3. That wasn't launching within the year. And what they showed is
one they kind of have showed us nothing.
well, yeah, but they're getting the excitement, the hype
Yeah,
going.
you know,
same,
no,
with
and that's-
same with a Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk's the same way. Build that.
No,
up,
and that's
keep
what I
it
get.
going.
There's the excitement and the hype and stuff, and don't get me wrong, I'm excited.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I mean, I get it.
yeah.
But at the same time, I'd rather know that something's cool's coming out eventually.
yeah.
Well, I
yeah.
think what you got to do. That's like your dessert, right? Getting to play the game is your dessert. You need a balanced meal.
Well, it's almost
You
like
got to have a little bit of everything. You got to have big announcements of games that are coming soon, and then you can sprinkle in one or two big announcements that are way in the future.
I'm gonna explain it in terms.
And that's the ideal marketing scenario for these things.
I will explain it in terms you guys will understand. You've been talking a lot about erection level excitement, right?
Arousal, yes.
Arousal. Okay, so
Arousal.
so imagine that they show you this amazing game, and you get that erection level excitement.
Arousal. Can we
Yeah,
use
arousal. Sorry, and then
I don't know where you're going with
Yeah.
this.
no,
but
no,
if
no,
You're going,
and then they show the release date, which is 4 years off, is just a kick right in the nuts. You know what I mean? Like it's blue balls.
No.
That's it's video
no.
game version of blue balls.
No.
That's what it is.
No, this is really inappropriate. No. That's not what it is at all. Because you still have these other things to keep you entertained.
Yeah, Jordan,
like
you
it's
crossed the line.
it's just-
You right there just crossed a line that we just never
clearly
crossed.
we never went to.
No, just saying.
Gosh, Jordan.
I'm just saying that's what it is.
Yeah,
They
well,
get you
anyways,
way up
okay,
here,
Let's move on.
and then they tear you down.
Matt Fowles, well, thank you very much for writing in. Appreciate that. Great question.
I don't think we finished.
Cooper writes in and says, I'm looking at getting a new PC monitor to get the most out of my RTX 2060 GPU.
Gosh, Jordan.
Should I go with a 4K monitor
Oh,
or
okay,
maybe
so-
or a 144 hertz, etc.? What if you've got to choose? Do you go 4K? Do you go refresh rate? What do you go for in a monitor?
It's hard because I like the resolution. I think right now, I mean, if you can get both, that's awesome, right? But I think refresh rate's probably more valuable to you right now.
Agreed.
Because at smaller screens, you don't necessarily need 4K, right? And if you look at all like the professional players, they're not playing on 4K monitors. I mean,
They're
some of them
1080p.
maybe.
Most of them are
most of them are
1080,
1080p, but they got like 240 refresh rates, right? So
Yeah,
No, I totally agree. Resolution's not as important as
the refresh rate.
everybody takes it out to be. It's all about refresh rate.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
If you can't get both, just get the
Had to
refresh
choose
rate.
one.
Yeah, had to choose one. Go for the refresh
There
rate.
you go, Cooper. Great question. Ashton Shearer writes in and says, hey, guys, are there any game development studios right now that you feel are really ahead of the pack and doing great work? And any studios you feel like are not living up to their potential? Would love to hear your thoughts. Cheers. That's a great question.
Jordan has a good answer, I know for a fact. We talked about it before the show.
I'll tell you who I think is...
Naughty Dog.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you. Let me tell you who I think is ahead of the pack as far as doing stuff within their genre and within their game. Not necessarily with new game development, and I'm sure that's what Ashton's more looking for. But No Man's Sky, they just dropped another. We talk about
Big
them all the
update,
time.
yeah.
They just dropped another announcement on an update, and I'm all in on Elite Dangerous lately as my space simulator. But I think I might be moving to No Man's Sky. They're just doing stuff within their game and within their genre that is constantly pushing it forward. It is to this level now with this latest update that is it's just amazing. It blows my mind. It's very intense. It's very serious. It's cool.
Yeah.
I still think that No Man's Sky is more an arcade style of a space.
Definitely is. I think this is kind of their answer. You should. In fact, we could pull it up. Type in No Man's Sky
Simulator.
update trailer, and I bet you it'll come up. But you should see. It's very serious. I forget the name. I can't think of it off the top of my head necessarily what it is. But it just was announced this morning or late last night, and looks cool. Desolation. That's it.
Yeah, one day
No
ago?
Man's
Yeah.
Sky Desolation. And the stuff they're doing, we have it on screen here for everybody. Do we have it on? Yeah, there it is. Like it's serious.
I
Crazy.
still think the Elite Dangerous is the simulator.
Yeah, it is like
and
a
this is
flight
the arcade.
simulator. Yeah.
I think they're just two different. They're both good. I think
To dive in on one, just the amount that you can do, and then with adding stuff like this, it's just super awesome.
Sure, carry on.
And I think when you're talking about developers that are ahead of the pack within this genre, I believe they're ahead of the pack. They're forcing the reason that we're getting first-person mode, where you can leave your ship with guns and stuff in Elite Dangerous, is because of what No Man's Sky doing. And No Man's Sky
it was because of that.
No, I don't know if they said it was
Oh.
because of that, but it's clearly
Yeah.
that's clearly their competition at this point. Dude, anyways, looks really cool. I'm really excited.
Well, No Man's Sky's done another game that does a good job
Yeah.
with supporting that game.
Jordan, talk a little bit about Naughty Dog. You're talking about a developer that's not living up to its potential. In your opinion?
Yeah, and just in my opinion. So, and I'm not saying that these games are bad, but if you take the last two Naughty Dog games, Last of Us Part 2 and Uncharted 4, I feel like from Uncharted 1 through 3 and Last of Us Part 1, I feel like that was one studio, and then the Last of Us Part 2 and Uncharted 4 was almost a different studio. You know what I mean? That just the games feel different. They feel they feel like they're focusing on different things. The gameplay almost feels a little bit different. I mean, they just in my opinion, those two later games, Uncharted 4 and Last of Us 2, I don't think are as good as the original 3 Uncharteds and the original Last of Us as well. It feels like, I don't know. It almost feels like the original people left and they got the new wave of people in.
Yeah.
And there's a distinct in my opinion anyway, I just feel like there's a distinct difference between those two games, the two newer ones, and their
I mean, you're
other
going
stuff.
from masterpieces, some games that are considered the best of all time, to
Well, I mean, like up until
really solid games, but not necessarily masterpieces.
up until
right?
that point, their pedigree was pure masterpieces.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Even if you take I think Uncharted 2 is probably one of the best games they've ever made. I think it was perfect. It was fun. It was Uncharted. You know what I mean? I think Uncharted 2 and The Last of Us were the two
Pinnacle?
of the best. Yeah, the pinnacle, right? You
It's
know
the
what I mean?
pinnacle of the-
And I mean, Uncharted 3 was still good. I mean, I don't think you could have. How do you?
their magnum opus.
Well, the thing is with Uncharted 3, it was still a really good game. But how do you make a game that
their Citizen Kane.
beats a masterpiece? You know what I mean? So that. But anyway,
Rosebud.
yeah.
They're
Rosebud, yeah.
Rosebud.
But no, I think Uncharted 2 and Last of Us Part 2 were, like you said, the pinnacle of their they were good.
Oh,
They
you
were
mean?
perfect.
Oh,
Sorry, Last of Us, Uncharted 2 and Last of Us
Us
Part
1,
1.
yeah.
I think were the like you said, the pinnacle. They were perfect. You know what I mean? They were games that I would not have a problem giving 10 out of 10s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're masterpieces, right? That and just going into Uncharted 4, and like I said, Uncharted 4 was still fun. It felt like it had a different direction. It felt different, mostly with Nathan Drake. He felt almost like a different character. I don't know if they wanted to show it because he was getting older. He just felt like a different character. I feel like it kind of rehashed some of the story that we already had in 2 and 3, especially when it comes to his marriage to his wife, right? Stuff like that. Same with the whole brother situation. It felt like they rehashed a little bit of the story. And then same with Last of Us Part 2. It didn't feel like they rehashed story in Last of Us Part 2. It just felt like they went in an odd direction with their story.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, they did something within the first couple hours that,
Jarring.
yeah, that was kind of like, I mean, you almost knew it. Like, I felt like that was going to this thing that happened, I felt like it was going to happen within the period of the game. I thought it was going to be more towards the end of the game to kind of conclude things, but they threw you for a loop on that one. They did it just right there, close after the prologue.
Sure.
Just got it out of the way, and it kind of, that
So
kind of...
and you feel that's probably because there's different people there now.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they're same people. Maybe, I don't know. I just feel like they just feel different.
Goals have changed or something.
Their goals have changed. Their focus has changed. Maybe there's new people, because I think it's actually the same guy directing 2 that directed 1. I don't know. I mean, I don't know 100%, right? It feels all the way up. So Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, and then, of course, they did all the Crash Bandicoots, but we'll just talk about more modern stuff, right? Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, and The Last of Us Part 1, it almost feels like it was a different studio than Uncharted 4 and Last of Us Part 2. It just it feels like they've gone a different direction or something, or they have new focuses, or they're focusing on different things, or they're not. I mean, the games are still fun, but they're not, in my opinion, as good as their previous ones.
Spicy, is there any developers that come to your mind? If not, I have one additional one that
I
I'd
have
like to
no.
talk about.
I definitely do. One that I think has always been ahead of the curve is Rockstar.
Oh yeah.
I think every time they release
Speaking
a
of
game,
masterpieces.
every time they release a game, they update the industry.
Yeah.
I really think that they're like that.
Yeah.
So
No, I agree with it. I agree with you
they're
there.
so good at what they do.
Yeah. Another one that I think is currently leading the pack is Respawn. I think Respawn this
Yeah.
week we got what they're doing with Apex in this season is amazing. They're tying in Titanfall lore like never before. We just found out about Ash this week with the last quest that you do in that. Ash is the main bad guy in Titanfall 2, and they're setting it up in this way, in my opinion, that you have this battle royale based on Titanfall, but it's basically completely separate, and they're weaving in this lore. And they have said that a Titanfall 3 is coming at some point. And I think what they're going to do is eventually make Titanfall 3 the campaign of an Apex Legend. So you're not playing the characters that you play in Apex Legends necessarily, but what you are playing is this campaign version of the Apex Legend universe that then ties in and weaves itself throughout Apex. And that's what they've done this season in Apex, is weave this story, in my opinion, in a way that surpasses even someone that's really good at it, like Blizzard with Overwatch, because it's just so cool how they've done it with this Titanfall lore and Titanfall 2. They're doing stuff in Apex and bringing characters up that are forcing people to go back and play Titanfall 2 just to experience the lore so that they understand what's happening in Apex. very cool stuff. I think Respawn is ahead of the curve with that stuff. We also found out, guess where we're going? We talked about this last week with Hyperscape, how cool it is to be in that urban setting.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to Olympus, it looks like, in Apex, which is the main city in Apex. So it looks like next season map.
New
all
map.
Urban. So you know when they introduced Revenant, and you have the skyscraper that Lo was eating dinner in? That's Olympus. So imagine that as a whole map in a battle royale in Apex. Watch out. And can I
That's probably why they nerfed Pathfinder.
Can I tell you what?
Pathfinder's
Can I
wet
tell you
dream.
what was unveiled with Revenant this week? So you know Loba's been hunting down Revenant, the quest that we do. She finally gets to him. She gets in front of him. She's ready to kill him. Right? Revenant is you can't kill him. Right? Like his mind, his body has been taken.
Well, that's
and
why
is being housed supposedly in Olympus.
Well,
He's Buzz Lightyear.
You remember in the beginning trailer, she went down into the basement,
And then it
there was
gets
a ton-
transported away.
There was
Exactly.
there was a ton of revenants.
She
right?
comes to kill him today, and Revenant says, "I've waited for this moment. I want to help you find X, Y, or Z. I'm working with you now. I'm living for 300 years. I hate this. It's basically Groundhog Day that he's experiencing. And so they throw this loop, and it's just so freaking cool. Oh, I think Respawn is doing stuff in Battle Royale that no one else is doing right now, and really pushing that genre forward.
Yeah. I
Sure.
agree.
Anyways, great question. Thank you very much, Ashton Shearer, for writing in. Third Shift writes in and says, "Hey, bros, I've been listening to your podcast for a few years since the Red Dead days." Whoa,
Whoa,
that's the beginning.
That's a few years.
yeah,
That's the early days.
He says, "I listen to a lot of podcasts, but yours is top of the list as far as keeping
thank
up with."
you.
Well, thank you very much, Third Shift. Y'all do a great thing for the community and have awesome chemistry. I could keep inflating David's ego, but I'll digress and ask my question. He says, with Flight Simulator coming around the corner, which I'm really excited to play, my wife's father is a pilot and my uncle flies planes as well. What will be your first flight? What airport will you depart from, and where will your final destination? Thanks for everything you guys crush. Keep it up. I hope you get your studio soon. Thank you very much. Third Shift. Appreciate that, brother. So that's a great question. We were just talking about Flight Simulator.
Yeah,
Start with Spicy. First airport. Where do you take off from? Where do you go destination? I think a lot of people are probably going to choose I'm flying to my house.
Yeah, that's my very first thing.
I'm gonna fly to Juneau, Alaska.
It's a long flight.
I just want to see. I want to see polar bears.
You want to see it? All right.
Yeah,
I can see that.
I want to go through Canada. Go up through there, see all the trees. Then I'll get bored, but then I'll see my destination. Like I said, it's a game that's not a game.
Dude, it's so cool. It's
so I don't know. I want to go. I've always wanted to go to Alaska.
Where are you going to take off? Because you could take off from Alaska. Where are you going to take off from? If Alaska is your destination point, where are you taking off from? Taking off from
Mexico
Seattle?
City.
Mexico City.
I'm just gonna
Nice.
go right
Oh,
up the
baby.
Rocky Mountains.
There you go. Straight up.
Straight through the Rocky
You're gonna
Mountains.
Don't need radar.
Take a land at your house on the way there?
Have some
yeah,
lunch.
Fuel up.
Yeah, fuel
I'll
up.
fuel up at Salt Lake City Airport.
That's cool. Jordan, how about you? Plans. First airport. Oh, sorry.
The mountains are gorgeous here.
That is
and
true.
the whole Rocky Mountains,
true.
everybody that's ever flown over them, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
I want to go right up. I mean, it's all North America.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mexico City to Juneau, Alaska.
Very
It's very nice.
Jordan.
Well, so I mean, I do want to fly to my house and try and land and park in my driveway, right? But more realistically, when I crash there, I wonder if they'll have like safeties, like, oh no, you hit this neighborhood, sorry, like, or if they'll actually let you attempt, like, 'cause you can get a small plane, little one-seater,
A little Cessna
Yeah.
that actually crashed just right across the
Can
street
you
from
do a
us the other
drone?
day week,
Oh,
right?
yeah, that was sad. That was really sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no one died.
No, the pilot died.
Oh, they did die.
So
oh, okay.
now you feel bad.
Oh, now I do feel bad.
Yeah.
I think first flight
Yeah.
for me, Salt Lake International Airport to LAX,
Yeah.
just because we've made that one so many times.
Drones, Spicy?
No, I was gonna say, yeah. I wonder if you can do drones and stuff. No, yeah.
I don't think
that
so.
was really weird that we had everyone that doesn't know, we had a plane crash right next to our houses.
Right next.
Right
to it.
next to us. It was
Between our houses, because Spicy and I live like a block apart, and Jordan's house, there's like this field, and a plane crashed there like 2 weeks ago. It was the craziest thing.
it was really sad. Anyway, so drones. Let's do. I'll fly drones from Mexico City to Juneau, Alaska.
I think a cool one would be I want to do London Heathrow or Gatwick, probably Heathrow to Glasgow. Do that flight in between. I think that'd be cool. What I don't want to do like transatlantic flights. I think anytime you're just over ocean, that's boring.
I want to do big planes because little planes scare me.
Yeah.
Big planes
Oh, yeah.
are hard to fly, though.
Yeah,
Are they
yeah.
hard to fly?
I don't know.
I
Do you think
feel
they're
like
easier?
to fly?
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure they
All
fly
the technology
themselves.
goes in those planes. Yeah.
I think you have to try to crash those.
Yeah.
Those are difficult.
Yeah. This
Well,
is
maybe
true.
we should try.
Yeah, it's why those never crash, but you always see those.
The little
planes, the dinky
Cessnas.
little
Yeah, there's
transplants.
always. I mean, that's how we lost. How many people? Didn't we lose Buddy Holly? We lost John Denver. We almost lost Travis Barker. Like, why
Roberto-
is it everybody?
Roberto Clemente.
Yeah. Why do all like
Celebrities?
musicians and
Kobe
celebrities?
Bryant. Well, it was a helicopter.
That was a
Helicopter,
helicopter. Why do they all die in those?
Yeah,
It's,
it's because you really don't have access to those until you're wealthy. So we all die.
Oh,
so normal
we
people
would have been dead by now then.
We die in car crashes.
Yeah, because that's our level.
That's our level.
That's our level.
Car.
We
yeah,
don't
you can
have-
tell our social status by
how we die.
by how we die.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. It was a sad day when we lost John Denver. That was. He loved the
That is
Rockies.
true though. A lot of but I think that's why, because they can afford those planes. So they're to fly those, so they're in those.
At least we haven't lost Harrison Ford yet.
that is true. And he did crash though. Remember?
did,
He
yeah.
has crashed.
Do you know he rescues people with his
Oh no,
helicopter?
because he has land up in Yellowstone, and yeah, I think I think I was the one who told
Can
you
you
this.
imagine that you're that close to death, and the next thing you see is Harrison Ford lowering
No.
himself from a helicopter?
It's Han Solo because
Yeah.
in rescue missions.
extending his hand to you.
He has a helicopter and he helps with rescue missions and,
Yeah.
and he has a lot of land up there. It would be so you're on the brink of death when you see Han Solo.
You're like
coming out of-
dehydrated. You're like hallucinating, and then Han Solo rescues you.
Yeah,
What a story!
Harrison Ford is America's hero. I really believe that. He's the 1980s Steve Rogers.
There you go.
That's
There you go.
I love Harrison Ford.
Great question. Third shift. It is. I'm very excited for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm excited for it to come to a console as well.
Yeah.
It'd be really fun to just be able to sit down and play on that. Psychotic writes in and says, "Hey bros, with Microsoft announcing that they are stopping production on the One X and One S digital, it made me rethink about trading in my One X. Are you guys still trading yours in, or are you just going all out? Thanks for all you do. I'm keeping my One X. My One X is going to be my secondary box.
You know, I'm the same way. I actually I had an Xbox One X and a One S, so I had two. But I gave I traded in my original to get the One S, but I gave my One S to a family member so he could play. So I only have the One X now, so I'll just move that upstairs and
It'll be your
basically
secondary.
be a hardcore DVD player.
Well,
at
and
that
here's
point.
here's the thing with the One X, and I imagine Spicy, you're doing the same thing.
Wait,
Are-
you
are-
said here's the thing with
Well,
the
sorry,
One X.
sorry, before I move on.
imagine you're Spicy. You're gonna. I don't know what I'm going to be doing.
What are you doing? Sorry,
I'm gonna find. So I have two right now. I have the Elite, which is 10% or 11% less powerful than the S that Jordan's talking about. I know that for a fact, which is really sad.
The original is
I'm
one of
I'm gonna give that to a family member. I'm gonna find someone who needs it. That's what I generally do.
I gave my Elite away just 2 weeks ago. So
I did that with my 360.
Did you give it away or did you sell it?
no, I gave it away.
Oh, okay.
But I
I
like.
didn't, sell, I didn't get what the price I wanted, so I consider that giving it away. No, I'm just kidding. No, I really just gave it away.
Sorry,
Sorry,
go ahead.
Definitely
Yeah.
keeping the my Scorpio edition though.
Yeah. Here's the thing. They're saying we're getting this is a true generational upgrade, and it's substantially bigger update. And going to be faster than the Scorpio. And because right now I'm like really excited, like, oh, dude, the Scorpio is going to be my secondary box. Everything's going to look good. However, that's relative. When
Yeah.
we're on the Series X and we go back and be like, this piece of shit. I don't want to play on this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's how it was with the regular one.
that's
You're like,
yeah.
what? Why
The
am I
first
going
thing-
back?
Now when I go back, you notice it.
I will-
I'll tell you.
I didn't know this game had loading screens.
Well, even on Well, even on a game as simple as Vigor, you go to and play that on the Series S, and it's like this looks like crap.
Yeah, well, I will never forget because it's one of those moments. Mark, and I think our younger brother were playing Warzone, Call of Duty Warzone, and you had to come down to this box, and you made the comment, you're like, this game looks like crap. It's like
terrible.
The resolution comes down, and like it's
the-
you're
and
like,
where you notice
what
it,
the
you
heck?
notice it on the like the ground. What is it called? The ground and stuff like that. The
Foliage and stuff.
Yeah.
It's it's like when you eat real Mexican food and not like Del Taco like Jordan likes.
Good, I do
like
love
you
Del
eat
Taco, though.
the real stuff. You can never have Mexican food ever again.
I do have
like anywhere else other than the
No,
real
it's true.
stuff.
It's true. And great question, Psychotic. Thank you very much for writing in. I do have a complaint. Jordan has never led me astray with his. He knows every fast food place. I'm like, Jordan, what do I get? And he tells me, and I just copy it.
Yeah.
He led me astray with Del Taco. He gets a number 2 combo. Number 2 combo.
You didn't get the 2 chicken stuffed combos.
Okay,
tacos
that is
to
true.
complement it,
But
with the
still,
extra sauce,
Number
which is
2,
basically
a Del
mayonnaise.
Taco was terrible.
Basically,
And
you
I
get
did,
chicken
in
stuffed taco
fairness,
with
I
extra
did,
mayonnaise.
I did forget to get the 2 extra tacos, but for the first time, his combo choice kind of let me down.
It's literally beef and bean. Like, what,
Yeah, I hate.
what
I don't
did
like
you
those.
want? Just lettuce
I don't
wrapped
like
in a
those.
tortilla?
No, I prefer the tacos or like the chicken tacos.
bless your hearts.
At Del Taco.
I envy you guys. You guys are like still on DVDs. In like if technology were food, you would be in the DVD era and still enjoying
HD
yourself.
DVD?
Yeah, just enjoying yourself.
Man, I enjoy-
I have had 4K 120 hertz, in Mexican food status, and I cannot go back to DVDs.
Dude, let me tell you, Del Taco's cheap little 30-cent tacos. Are freaking
Well,
good,
what
man.
does it to you is when
They're-
you
I
can,
like their- I
when
think
you can
they're-
pay for a whole meal with like your change cup. You're like, oh,
Dude, that
I'll
is-
give you that.
That is happy life.
whoa.
But at the
Also-
same time, that's just Mexican food. Mexican food is cheap.
Also, they have. I submit to you that as far as the fast food packet hot sauce goes, Del Taco's is the best. Del Taco's hot
Del
sauce.
Scorcho.
The Del Scorcho
Bless
is
your heart.
is superior to the Taco Bell.
Oh, that's what
did
we're
you actually-
comparing.
Did you actually hear what
to the-
taco
I'm not talking about hot sauces overall. I'm talking about
package?
package.
Did you hear what Taco Bell's
It's
doing?
always about package with you.
Taco Bell's like getting rid of half their menu. They're like
really?
streamlining it.
Oh, they should. Taco Bell is actually really good, but it is. You go and you're like, I don't even know what.
Well,
half
what
this
annoys
stuff
me
is.
about Taco Bell, I'm just gonna say it out loud.
Well, they make
guys.
up a lot of Mexican food names.
Well, no, let me tell you, they don't have like the proper fast food system. Like you go in there, you don't know what you're getting. You're like, where's your number 4? You're like, oh, we just have that meal in.
We have all these boxes. We have these boxes
why do you?
now that you
you're-
can
it's
buy.
it's like they live.
Well,
in-
what's your old number 4? Well, that's now the Gordito taco box.
and you're like,
I don't know
From
what that
Flammo.
is. From Flammo.
and if you get
That's
this
how the
one,
Flammo box.
and if you get this one, you can win an Xbox or a PlayStation. You're like, what the heck? Like you have to. What they're trying to do is they're trying to be a 5-star restaurant in the fast food space, and it doesn't work. You just got to accept that you're fast food. You got to put the numbers on the menu, and you just got to have a proper meal system.
Yeah, agreed. Amen. Dude, Del Taco secret. Get anything with secret sauce. It's fantastic. Fantastic.
Which their secret sauce is like
I think it's mayonnaise and sour
mayonnaise
cream
with
mixed.
sugar. I don't know.
Something,
Like
yeah.
it's delicious.
Mayonnaise with sugar.
It's wonderful.
It really is. Black Knight writes in and says, "Hey, bros, with lots of games coming out in November, like Destiny's 2 new expansion, Assassin's Creed, and Cyberpunk, how are you going to schedule yourself to play them all without seeing spoilers?" That's the key. Let's start with Spicy on that one.
What was the
Playing
question?
them all without seeing spoilers. With all these games coming out, you got Assassin's Creed, Destiny 2 expansion, Cyberpunk.
Oh, yeah.
How you play all these? How do you schedule them out and avoid spoilers?
Scheduling. So avoiding spoilers is easy. I don't look up reviews, and I don't watch a lot of gameplay. I watch a little bit, but just enough to just wet my palate, and I just give just a little bit. Just to make sure that I'm gonna like it, and that's live streams is what I do. And then after that, I don't watch anything, and I'm hardly on social media, and I'm hardly on anything. I'm like almost off the grid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So being spoiled is not a big deal for me because I just go out of my way not to look things up. How would you schedule yourself to play them all? Whatever one releases first, Jordan's going to convince me to buy it. I will play that for a couple of days, and then when the next one releases, I will play that one.
Yeah, that's basically.
That's probably that,
Well,
and I
that's-
will probably follow suit.
Yeah, 'cause-
and here's why: because these are single player games, and I cannot. It's like Red Dead Redemption. We all pushed each other to finish it, and we the three of us finished it pretty quickly because
You don't want to be like, what chapter are you in? I'm in chapter 3,
Oh.
and you're like, oh, well, I can't talk to you
I can't
because
ta-
I'm
yeah.
in chapter 5.
And then you've got Jordan here.
Just
in
wait till chapter 4
sitting in the
comes.
middle, who powers through, and so you're like, holy, okay, Jordan's doing 12 hours tonight. Jordan's doing 12 hours in the next 3 hours. How am I going to do this? And so you just got to keep up.
Yeah. Jordan.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to waste your money today? Let's buy the game that's coming out free in a week. You know what? I can't argue.
That was so funny. That was
That's
funny.
happened.
I did tell him that. I was like, hey, man, So it was State of Decay 2. Remember that? I was like, hey, dude, State of Decay comes out on Tuesday, and we do get it for free because it's a part of Game Pass. But if we spend $100, we can get it right now. And it was like
And guess
Friday.
what I did?
It was like
I bought it.
And what's funny is I think we played all our sessions over the weekend. We were done by Tuesday. Like we were like, oh, that was great. We can move on.
That is funny.
So no, I'll probably do the same thing though. I'll play Assassin's Creed for the day that we have it, and then I'll go right into Cyberpunk, and that'll take over a lot
The
of time.
key
for
to
that.
avoiding spoilers is social media. You can avoid streams. You can do that. But and the worst is Twitter. Just don't be
Oh,
on.
yeah.
Do not be on Twitter. Our Discord does a really good job of not having spoilers.
We have a black
we've got
bar.
a really great community, so that's not an
Just
issue.
covers it up.
But Twitter, because what Twitter's the worst social. I actually think if Twitter was destroyed, the world would be a better place. Twitter is because Twitter forces you. I'm not following people, and Twitter will show me people that I'm not following because someone that I'm following maybe liked a comment from them 10 years ago.
Or
right? Like,
Twitter just wants you to follow them.
and so it pushes. They're trying to create this graph by doing that, and so it pushes. Honestly, like you can get spoilers and stuff that way. So I would avoid Twitter for sure if you're on Twitter for this.
Just for like general mental health as well. you know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Great question. Thank you very much, Black Knight, for writing in. That does us for today. Again, this Thursday, guys. This Thursday is
The Xbox
the
event.
Xbox.
It's
event.
exciting. It's
Very
game time,
exciting.
everybody. Every year, this is what we look forward to, so we can get excited for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And
I was-
potentially 4 to 5 years, depending on.
If David had his way.
Yeah, I actually think that's the model they're
No,
going to take because
I-
I think PlayStation proved that concept.
To be honest with you, I actually think you're correct. I think that's what they're going to start doing. My only thing is like, I want to play it this
Well,
year.
and,
you know?
and let's in fairness, they couldn't really do that with Xbox.
They didn't
One,
have anything?
because they really didn't have anything. Like
Yeah.
they didn't have anything to show off long term like that. So, anyways, very exciting times. Thank you very much, guys. Don't forget, come over youtube.com/XoneBros. We are now on YouTube, and we're really happy to be here. We're really grateful for YouTube. Make sure one of the best ways to support the stream is and to support the show is to watch all our videos, give it a like, share it with your friends, post it in social media. We're making a big push.
We're pushing it.
We're pushing it hard.
Pushing it. Push it to the
Pushing it hard.
limit.
Also, don't forget to go support our. Never mind. I was going to make a joke. I was too late.
Just do whatever you want. You know what? Just do whatever you want.
See you guys later.